hold it down. I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I won't. I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, 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 no. Cause I love you, baby. No, 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 no. Can't let you go. Cause I love you, cause I love you, yeah. There was a time I didn't have romance, but after I met you, I felt it was my chance. But nobody tells me good things about you, baby. I'm gonna stay right here, and I don't mean maybe, yeah. I can't let you go. I can't let you go, yeah. I can't let you go, yeah. I can't let, I can't let, I can't let, yeah. I can't let, yeah. You can't tell me to let go, baby. 'Cause I love you, yeah. 'Cause I love you, yeah. I can't let you go, baby.
Hey everybody, I think we can just start here. Bitcoin's going up quite a bit, so we'll just talk about it. I was planning on waiting for like the last few minutes, but come on guys, things are looking pretty good right now. Here we go. I do have a new layout here. Hope you guys enjoy it. But guys, look at this. Oops, messing with the wrong thing. I was thinking I was on my regular page. Bitcoin's having a little bit of a pump right now. This is your typical 1 minute chart. Bitcoin is it's booming right now. We're going to see where it finds the top and so forth, and we'll talk about a whole bunch of other things, a whole bunch of other factors. But it is very nice to see Bitcoin kind of come out of the gates running or sprinting, whatever you want to call it, during this little bit of a this is the first day candle of July technically, even though for a lot of us here in America it's still June 30th, right? So let's kind of keep an eye on this. We'll be talking about a whole bunch of stuff, but for now, let's just kind of enjoy this and see how this works out. I'll probably keep this on right here, and then we'll have a 15-minute chart right here so we can see what's going on. There we go. A lot of news to talk about today, but for now, let's just kind of enjoy this, and once it starts to cool off a little bit, whether that's in a few minutes or 5-10 minutes, I'll go over the normal intro to the video. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin support levels because we are at a major support level. And then after that, some big news with FTX and BlockFi. BlockFi, I think, was in a lot more danger than we realized. And then we'll also be talking about the NASDAQ because we still haven't broken down below that 200 weekly moving average. And maybe the people pumping up Bitcoin right now are somewhat hoping for a bounce in the markets coming up sometime next week. Only time will tell here. But I hope you guys are all doing okay, man. This has been a pretty good one. And hey Lance, hey Bradius, hey Rip Sergeant Justin, and hey Frogard. Hope you guys are all doing well. What's right here? Hey the Dolphins, thanks again for being a member. And hey man, hope you're doing well. Guys, I'm surprised. Look at this. This is a pretty nice little pop right here. Typical little consolidation right there, blasting above the 200 on the 15. Let me see what's going on here. We're taking a little bit of a dip, but let me see what's going on here as far as Twitter is concerned. Latest tweets. There we go. And let's just go over here to whale trades. There we are. So 4 minutes ago, $7 million of Bitcoin was longed. 35 minutes ago, we had 6 million. 42 minutes ago, we had Bitcoin shorted here. So a little bit of whale games here. There must have been some flat out buys. And then as far as liquidations, looks like longs were liquidated more, but that's going to probably change here pretty soon as everybody just got anybody that just opened up a short over the last few hours, they're already knocked out of this position. Bitcoin over the last, let's say, we'll see. Yeah, we can see this right here. In the last like 50 minutes, Bitcoin shot up like 10%. Somebody is loading up quite a bit, quite a bit. And there was a little bit of a dip earlier. If you guys see this dip right here, there was some breaking news coming out of Europe that I was reading about before this happened. Now I was like, oh, this is some pretty interesting news. And we'll talk about that, plus the FTX news over the next few minutes here. But I do want to see if Bitcoin can continue this grind up, because, you know, we really don't have a major level of resistance, I don't think, until, well, we already broke through that one. Yeah, probably around the Fibonacci level, around 21,232. Now, that may take us a little bit of time to get there, but I am pretty excited to see how far Bitcoin wants to go over the first few days of July. And we'll also be talking about July outlook as well. So I hope you guys are all doing well. What's right here? And hey, Kenny. Hey, William. What's right here? And hey, Glam Life. And hey, Far From Broke. Okay. Excuse me. All right. While Bitcoin's cooling off a little bit, let's talk about what's going on in the markets here. I know I'm like 25 minutes late. 25 minutes, excuse me, early for my normal streaming time. But let's kind of do a little bit of what's going on right now, okay? And maybe right now we can do this actually in... Let me load out a new chart here. And maybe something I haven't used before, like an unnamed one that we don't usually use too much. There we go. No, I guess that one is something I do use every once in a while. Okay, let's go to the monthly chart right here. Okay. Let's go to auto. So far, we do have a new month yet here. We still don't know whether we're going to be coming down, crashing hard. I would still say we're looking pretty bearish for this month. The caveat being the NASDAQ, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here. Let me get rid of these moving averages, actually. There you go. From just a simple, technical perspective, all we're going to really be looking at right now is going to be a lot of these Fibonacci levels. You can see we have a level of resistance right now at 20,466. We'll see how high we're able to get. But, we have an opportunity to have somewhat of a decent month, even though the technicals are kind of saying that we're going to go the other way. And let's talk about that a little bit. Anything else here that actually is intriguing to me? Thought there might be something more on this. But as far as a monthly perspective, I think right now we're just maybe for maybe a few more days here until the NASDAQ breaks down. We might be able just to consolidate and maybe have one more pop here. Bitcoin's back up to, 20,568. Not too bad here. But here's what I wanted to talk to you guys about before. I know I had a bad migraine last night, so I couldn't stream. But we talked about this early this morning, that we wanted to close above this 3-to-1 Ganfeng level. And so far, we are still above the 3-to-1 Ganfeng level here, guys. That's really good news for us if you guys want to find some type of semblance of a reversal. Although the reversal is probably not going to be that great, it's still an opportunity here that's been re-unlocked, if you will. So I'm pretty happy to see that we're moving back up here above it. And if you go over here to the 4-hour chart, you can clearly see that we've been down it before, but we have yet to close down below it on the weekly chart. That's usually where the big moves come afterwards. Bitcoin is also breaking out right here. It's a pretty nice little breakout right there. Again, we're going to have to see how bad things get. But if we can try to formulate some type of higher lows here, I think that's where things get more interesting. Because we talked about coming back down to about 18,000, mid 18,000s. How far did we actually get down here? 18,622. So about halfway, a little bit less than halfway. So that's nice to see. But now we can put on the trend-based Fibonacci extensions. There we go. Oh, whoops, daisy. We just ended up running into one of those resistance levels right there. It doesn't look too bad, guys, but if we can close above this in the 4-hour chart and keep on grinding, we might have a decent opening to July. And then we'll have to wait a little bit here. But so far, still holding the Fibonacci circles. Probably best to go over here to the weekly chart. This is the one we've been using for a while. This is the one that goes all the way back here to 2015. All the way kind of extended out into about February of 2028 if we square it. If you guys don't understand what I mean by squaring it, watch my Fibonacci circles video. But so far, guys, we still have yet to close below this line. Still. And so far today, we're having a little bit of a stronger move. Again, giving us the opportunity to at least try to tackle that 20-day moving average here. And that's where the exciting stuff can come along here, guys. I think you're going to see a lot of people waiting to see if we can break out. It's going to be tough. However, the fact that we're actually having a nice bounce right now, you may see a little bit of shorts getting a little bit more fearful. Gosh, guys, fearful now. Okay, yeah. One other thing here, the Nasdaq. Here's the Nasdaq's monthly chart with the 200 weekly moving average. We've all talked about what happens as if we break down. It's probably not going to be a very fun time. History can always, screw us over though and say, hey, maybe we just come down here for a little bit, then bounce out of nowhere. Could happen. But right now, we're very, very close to actually running into these levels. So again, this is a monthly chart with the 200 weekly moving average. We normally bounce the month we run into it. Dot-com bubble, 2008 financial crisis, bounced right there. I'm hoping that, that somehow we can get a bounce off of it. That'd be really nice to see. Going forward this month, that would be the only real scenario in which I see Bitcoin having a fully green July where the candle itself is green. If the Nasdaq cannot hold the 200 weekly moving average, that's where you see Bitcoin going down to 15,000, 10,000, to the worst levels you could probably imagine in your worst dreams, right? But you're still going to buy because who doesn't, right? But it's going to be very, very important that we keep an eye on this, okay? Now, one other thing here, everybody. Bitcoin's cooling off a little bit now. Just be aware that sometimes these little pumps are just little wicks that start the month off well, then we continue to come down and crash. Just be aware of that. But at least right now we're looking at a pretty positive opening up to July, even though for most of us it's still June 30th, right? Okay, let me go back over here because there are some good things happening with some of the coins. Like most coins out there over the past few days, Dogecoin did break down as well. Came down here for a short. If you guys took profits around the 20-day moving average, you guys are okay. It looks like it's already starting to stagnate off of this news that Bitcoin's kind of pumping up a little bit more here. Hopefully, if we can have a more of a reversal over the next few days, we might be able to see Dogecoin get back above 7 cents here. And that might be a pretty good trade for you guys if you wanted to take that along. Now, after that, we got Ethereum. Also a breakdown with that resistance kind of being that Fibonacci level up here. I'd probably want to see us break above that on the weekly chart. However, again, just like Bitcoin, we have another opportunity here, guys, to actually break out above the 20-day moving average. Last time we broke out above it, it was a trap, so let's hope that doesn't happen again. But at least for now, if the Nasdaq is also bouncing off of that 200 weekly moving average, we might be able to see a little bit more of strength coming out of the market, more bulls trying to burn a bunch of shorts out. And I won't say it'll be some type of epic short squeeze, but it could be a respectable one that brings Ethereum at least back up to 1,300, if not 1,500, if things really go our way. And then we might ultimately get rejected off of the 50-day moving average here. But there's hope right now, guys. The fact that we're not just crashing off a cliff right now, it is really positive news here, especially as we start the new month off. ADA, this one doesn't have such a nice chart like a Bitcoin or Ethereum or even a Dogecoin because it broke down much earlier, as you guys can see, much earlier. And then all it's done is really stagnate. It didn't really have a good breakdown technical here. If I was looking at ADA, again, I'd be looking forward to break out above that 20-day moving average here. And then for the first time, and I mean, who knows how long, since April 13th, try to close above the 50-day moving average here. And that might actually take ADA back up above to the mid 50 cent range, so 55 cents or so. That might be kind of interesting to see, especially because ADA has been having some really crazy pumps, while other coins might have just been moving up a little bit. ADA had a pretty decent pump here. Let me just show you guys this right here. This pump was 53%. Only reason I'm giving it to the 50s and stuff like that over the next few weeks here, if we're able to really get a nice push, okay? Ethereum Classic, pretty similar, except for this breakdown was actually very, very well executed. Broke down below the 20, kind of came down here. So far, having some hiccups with the Fibonacci's, but if you guys go over to the weekly, you'll still see that every single week we still close above this. The first week we close above this is going to be the week that Bitcoin ultimately has a big crash. Until then, you don't have to really worry about Ethereum Classic breaking down here. What is that yellow line there? Is that okay? Is this yellow line supposed to represent something? 1 minute. No, what is this yellow line here for? Okay. Chart. Oh. So it's okay. This chart just really doesn't have much information on it. That's fine. Okay, so we're underneath the 200 weekly moving average. If Ethereum Classic can have a boost above that, that'd be really nice to see. I wish I had a longer form moving average on this particular chart, but I guess it's the one from Binance or something like that. Yeah, Binance is fine. As far as everything else is concerned, guys, Everything is still trying to bounce off of major support levels. For XRP, it's a Fibonacci level. STMX had a pretty nice rally over the last few days. This is back to the weekly chart. There we go. Came back up here slightly, broke above that 20-day moving average, trying to make a move. Just like last time, it's not doing, not really pumping up too much, but it has an opportunity for the first time, just like a lot of other coins, to get back above that 50-day moving average here, guys. That's what I'm going to be most excited about. And also, I know you guys, I'm making a video for you guys right now about the basics of shorting and what you guys are going to be looking at as far as mindsets and things like that. STMX and some of these lower market cap coins, they really do have some beautiful short opportunities, like breakdown, boom, right? Breakdown, boom, right? Followed by an attempted double bottom there. But keep an eye on those coins. Same with Dogecoin here. I just don't like to short Dogecoin because Elon Musk could tweet it at any second and just burn my shorts to smithereens, okay? Sheeb, it's pumped up a little bit since it's come down, quite a bit because, I mean, Sheeb has had the worst performance in this bear market so far, at least, from the coins I observe. It really came down all the way back down to the pre-COVID lows, the lows from 2021, right? It really didn't have a support level here. So this one could be a little bit of a hidden, a little bit more volatile, a bit more fun if you guys wanted to have a little bit more risk there. It's already broken above its 50-day moving average here, so it does have the power to do so. Keep an eye on it. It could be a wild card for you guys. As far as FTM, this one had a nice breakdown as well. A lot of nice, easy breakdowns over the past few days here. Right now, as far as this one is concerned, here, let me just actually do this for you guys so you guys can see what I'm looking at in my head here before you guys start to think I'm paranoid. I think we might have an opportunity to kind of curl back up, but I'm not really doing too much here off of technicals. I'd be focused on what Bitcoin is doing here. I might look for a breakout around there, or if I wanted to go a little bit more crazy, something like that. But I'd be cautious with this one. I think it normally does have some pretty nice pumps, as you guys can see over the past week. It did have a nice pump up, like 53%. So, it can do some good stuff, but it's going to be something that I'm trading off of Bitcoin technicals only. And if you guys want to look at some resistance levels, I'd be using the trend-based Fibonacci levels. These ones have been pretty accurate for FTM so far. And I'd probably have a price target somewhere around 31 cents if Bitcoin can continue to pump up here. And that's a big if, right? As far as Matic, another good breakdown. Rejected by the 50-day moving average. I was surprised it wasn't able to break out above that. But whatever. Matic is still holding the 20-day moving average. I think if you guys wanted to take a position in this, some of you guys asked me about this today. Personally, this is set to 200. That's what it is. Chart? Yeah, what is with all these charts like this? Never mind. I'd be using something like the 20-day moving average to be my level of support. And that basically means that, if you guys are using TradingView and you guys didn't have a stop loss type of thing on your exchange, you guys would simply just, right click on it and say, hey, add an alert for when the price is crossing down below this value. It'll give you a little pop-up on your phone, a little ding, 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 whatever you want to say. And then from there, you can just get in your exchange, sell it, and just take the small loss without becoming a bag holder here. But until then, Matic might be looking to bounce off here. And Matic usually, you guys can see right here, usually has some pretty beautiful moves, guys. Pretty beautiful moves. All right. A few more other things here, guys. Litecoin is a hidden grinder I'm finding right now. You guys know I normally don't trade this because it normally, look at the monthly chart, it normally really doesn't do much for me. Just doesn't. However, as far as this, this kind of trend that we're seeing today, well, we're back above the 20. Unlike last time, we didn't get faked out. We're at least grinding above and holding support. I think it may have a move back up towards $63, $64 after it breaks out above the 50. I think that could be a good play to have, although the time to buy this, you want to be a little more conservative because you're not going to be buying that close to the 50 or the 20-day moving average. It's going to be a little bit more tricky here, guys. All right. Anything else as far as big movers? Dogecoin Mars is the only thing that's actually down right now. I heard a gong. That was weird. But okay. This one had a nice pump as well. This one's actually down when everything else on my screen is actually, look at all that green on the right-hand side. This is the only thing that's red. Even the dollar index is back up a little bit now. So this one might be a little bit something that you want to buy that's undervalued and might pump up and follow everything else. That might be a little bit more exciting here. As far as everything else on my screen, the only thing I'll really talk about for now, if you guys want to ask me stuff later on, by all means, go for it. But Luna and Luna C, they kind of got massacred yesterday. You can see got rejected off of that resistance here. We had talked about places where you might want to be taking a short here and how you want to give yourself a pretty decent stop loss. It looks like if you did, I guess, take the support. No, when was this? Yeah, if you guys did end up taking a position here, you guys would have been down for a little bit for sure. You guys would have been down like 5%, 6%. So if you had a 10x leverage, 60% before ultimately being able to make 230%. So, if you guys were able to make that, do that, that was nice. This trend line was, I guess it didn't really break in here. This is a 4-hour chart, so it's a little bit wonky. But yeah, this is a pretty interesting one. It looks like it's trying to rip back up right now. Just be cautious about this one. It's always going to be harder to do technical analysis on these particular types of coins because they are so volatile. However, it just broke out above the 20 on the 1-hour chart. It's making a little bit of a move here with Bitcoin. I might wait for a better setup here, and I just might be waiting for the simplest of breakouts, or what I'd be doing here is just buying and holding in anticipation of a Bitcoin bounce above its own 20-day moving average going forward. I would say this one's, definitely much more of a gambling play here rather than, a formal, hey, we're breaking out of a head and shoulders or breaking out of a falling wedge, whatever it may be, or whatever breakout you like to use. That's it's going to be a little bit different here. And then Luna C right here, same type of move. Let's go over to the daily chart. I mean, this just had a wild rip, a wild fall, and it looks like right now it's trying to come back up a little bit more. Maybe it can start some type of pennant. You just want to make sure, at least for this type of play, you're not falling down below yesterday's high, or yesterday's low, which was some really tiny number that I won't. The last 5 digits are 10349. Okay, that's something I'd be looking at here. Very, very fun, very, very risky. Just be careful with it. But overall, guys, this nice little bit of a move that we saw from Bitcoin, this is something we should enjoy for now. And then if I go over here to the 15-minute chart, and then what I'm just going to do for you guys is just show you guys where the 20-day moving average is relative to this 15-minute chart. Let's go to the daily. There you go. You can see how close we are to breaking out above it. And if for some reason we can get a good move coming out of the NASDAQ tomorrow, that might be the catalyst that we need. So let's talk about a few other things here that are kind of important. And maybe one of the reasons that we're seeing a little bit of a boost. I won't say the main reason, but just one of these subtle reasons here, because we got good news and bad news to talk about. In fact, I like to have my bad news first. So it's bad news short term, good news long term type of thing, right? So I got blasted with this a few minutes ago. The EU agrees on landmark regulation to clean up crypto's wild, wild west, right? So the European Union lawmakers and member states hammered out an agreement on the reforms today, right? And basically, after only hours of negotiations, apparently, the move came a day after the 3 main EU institutions finalized measures aimed at stamping out money laundering and crypto. So they're going to try to regulate it, stop all the crime going on. They're probably going after Russia a little bit as well. But what they're really going to be targeting here, which is going to be interesting, are stablecoins. All right, stablecoins. Now, I don't think this is necessarily going to hurt them too much, but a lot of the stablecoins that do not meet the requirements, they may not be able to actually have a place in the European Union crypto sector, if you will, okay? Now, one of the things I thought was pretty interesting here is these guys are the EU. They're feeling threatened by stablecoins because they feel like people are going to value the EU, the stablecoins more than the actual euro. And, I know countries have this fear in the back of their heads, but it's rare that you actually hear them say, whoa, we're so afraid of a stablecoin, people trusting the stablecoins rather than the euro, because if not enough people trust the currency, it collapses. Everything, when it comes to currencies is all on faith, because, I don't have a dollar here. Do I have a dollar? No. I have a paper towel because I had some sushi earlier. So, I could give you this paper towel and say, hey, it's worth $100. If you trust me, this is worth $100, right? So you really do start to see a little bit of fear coming on in the market right now. Let me see if I can find out exactly where they said that. No. Also, they want to go, help the energy, help the planet. Oh, if you make a transfer over 1,000 euro threshold, you're gonna have to report that. I mean, I think it's very easy to transfer over $1,000 worth of crypto. They're going to need a massive bureaucracy to deal with that. $1,000 or even 1,000 euros is not much, guys. It's not much at all. So I don't. Those exchanges themselves are going to have to build out more bureaucracy. They might actually have to raise fees a little bit in order to do that. That's no easy task, guys. Even with all the technology we have, there's still going to have to be some type of program out there that says, hey, European Union, one of our clients with the ID, yada yada, UID, whatever number it is, transferred $15,000 worth of crypto from this account to this account, and here is his information so you guys can keep track of it. That's going to be interesting, and I think it will freak people out a little bit, and it may cause people to try to go around exchanges a little bit more by going through maybe more private transfers, just using third-party wallets back and forth here. So it's going to be interesting. And then, the driving force for all this, unfortunately, was the fact that, Terra collapsed. It is what it is, guys. We're going to be hoping for the best. I mean, not for UST, of course, because it's trash now. But, the EU is not happy about stablecoins, generally said. This is where it's talked about it before. Policymakers have been skeptical of such tokens which aim to be pegged to existing assets, such as the dollar, ever since Facebook's botched attempt at launching its own token in 2019. Here it is. Authorities feared private digital tokens could end up threatening sovereign currencies like the euro, right? So they're afraid of, Apple, Facebook, Google making their own coins. And because they have so much influence around the world, what if Google said, we're no longer going to pay you in the euro, we're going to be paying you with our Google stable coin? Wouldn't that be freaking insane? But that's what the euro is afraid of. There'd probably be benefits to that, of course, because the euro tends to fluctuate. Some countries are more stable than others inside the European Union, so sometimes that can mess with the euro's valuation, right? If you guys remember 2008, I guess Greece had a bad time, Spain had a bad time. If Google said, hey, we know the euro is decreasing in value, but our stable coin is still pegged to the US dollar, to gold, whatever metric they want to use for it, basically, that may make Google employees much better off. Or maybe they just say, hey, there's I don't know. I'm just imagining stuff here, guys. We could see that there's some type of crazy futuristic society out there where basically more corporations are buying land, and they say, hey, you can buy a house with our Google stablecoins, whatever that it means. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of opportunity here. I hope America doesn't do that same path of regulation. I would like corporations to have stablecoins, but maybe that just means I'm going crazy and I trust corporations more than I should. But I would love to see what they can do for it, because I haven't really seen so much innovation with the US dollar or the euro in the past how many years now, guys? I trust a corporation to find a way to do good things with it, as long as maybe they're regulated as well, to not go crazy with power and say, hey, you can't exchange, you can only use your money here type of stuff, right? All right, but let me know what you guys think about that, because I think it's pretty interesting, but it's interesting there. Okay, now this is the thing that actually concerned me about BlockFi. You guys know that I think that BlockFi and Voyager are safe at this moment in time. And I had been talking more about Voyager because I have an account with Voyager. Even though I have an account with BlockFi, I don't use it. But you guys have been asking me about Voyager and BlockFi. Well, check this out, and we'll cover the general article, and then I'll talk about my thoughts about how bad BlockFi must have been in order to have to settle with this deal. But FTX closes in on a deal to buy embattled crypto lender BlockFi for $25 million in a fire sale. Guys, not 25 billion, 25 million. 25 million for BlockFi. Remember, guys, BlockFi has I don't even know. Do I even use the website? BlockFi, there you go. It's from Jersey. Website. This thing has a whole bunch of products. They loan out a bunch of money. They have a ton of partnerships, and they have a pretty decent app, right? And they have an interest. They have credit cards. They have all types of cool little doohickeys there, and whole ecosystem. But they're about to be bought out by FTX, right? For $25 million. And let me explain what this means here, guys. Right. The term sheet is almost over the finish line and expected to be signed by the end of the week, according to 3 sources who asked not to be named because the deal discussions were confidential. FTX is expected to pay roughly $25 million, one source said, 99% below BlockFi's last private valuation. That means their company's depreciated more than freaking Bitcoin, more than almost as much as Tether excuse me, UST. You know what I mean? Almost as much as Luna. That's how bad this is for them. And so this really makes me think that they were in such a bad spot. If FTX didn't give them the emergency line of credit that we talked about a few days ago, or probably last week, I don't know if they would still be around right now. I think they might have had to freeze their accounts like a Celsius did, and they might have actually had to say, hey, everybody, we can't give you back your money because we don't have enough money to give back out. I think they were in that bad of a situation, and without FTX, they might have gone kaput here because they have way more products than Voyager. If you guys go over to Voyager, you guys see they just have interest and stuff like that. Voyager's problem was they loaned money out to 3 Hours Capital, and 3 Hours Capital just threw the money away in bad trades. So they can't get the money back that way. But BlockFi seems to have a more acute problem here that's going to be a little bit tougher to solve. But FTX has so much money, that problem goes away pretty much once FTX's money is kind of backing it here. So I didn't really realize how bad BlockFi was, because again, guys, we've been talking mostly about Voyager here. This is something that's it's going to be very, very interesting. And there was more than one deal on the table, a source told CNBC. That's going to be interesting. So, and then you see right here, let's see. Oh, no, this is not important. And they talk about how he did a loan to Voyager as well. So we may have FTX buying BlockFi here pretty soon. They already have a stake in Voyager. They might buy Robinhood. So FTX may be the major player over the next decade here. So just be watchful of it, guys. Maybe I should buy some more FTX coins here, even though it already has a very, very high market cap. It's going to be very interesting to see how crazy this gets, because they're going to have their hands in everything. And who knows if the SEC is going to be able to actually fight them off, or if there's going to be legal challenges about a monopoly and things of that nature. One other thing here. Now, you guys know that I don't have too much of a life. I tend to be watching news, crypto, stocks, investing, all that type of good stuff, right? Now, there was a Supreme Court announcement today going after I don't even know what it was called, the regulation for the environment people, the EPA it is. And it said that they don't have as much power as they think they have, so Congress is going to have to allocate that power to them in pretty specific language. The way they phrase it, the conservative justices, is it means that even the SEC is going to have trouble enforcing its regulations in the future. And so I think you're going to see a whole swath of crypto lawsuits basically against the SEC saying, hey, they don't have the authority to do this to crypto. They don't have the authority. And if the Supreme Court does side with crypto, you may see a more friendlier regulated market than that would make us all a little bit more money. Basically means that there are like anti-crypto congressmen, congresswomen in Congress on both sides of the aisle. Unless they can all get together enough, which is going to be very, very hard for them to do because they don't like to talk to each other, right? It's going to be very, very hard for them to agree on the language of a bill that says, hey, SEC, you can attack crypto in this specific way. You can regulate crypto in this specific way. It's not going to work out. They're going to have to do something very bipartisan, generic. And even then, the SEC is not going to have the teeth once I think the lawsuits kind of get started and the Supreme Court looks at it next year, not now. The court's over for the year. Going to be some pretty good news for us, guys. So it means that the crypto won't be choked by regulation. I have a good feeling that over the next few years, even though we will have regulation, that regulation overall will be good. It won't be to the point where you see an arbitrary SEC, and you guys know the SEC is very arbitrary about how it deals with crypto. It's all about who knows who in that type of environment. All right. And so far, guys, you see Bitcoin still managing to soar up here a little bit more. I'll put this on the left-hand side of the screen. There we go. Still looking pretty strong here, guys. We're just waiting for that next big pop whenever that actually occurs here. Let me close up some actually my other tabs here. Still so close, guys. We're still holding pretty strong. I do like to see that here. NASDAQ. This is going to be crucial, guys. Don't forget about the NASDAQ. And then we don't need to worry about the EU, BlockFi. If you guys get a chance, these articles probably take like 5 minutes to read. They're very, very simple. But they do tell you guys how the market is kind of moving along here, and some of the background players or the frontground players, whatever you want to think about them as, and how they're affecting the market here. And remember, guys, Goldman Sachs is still waiting to buy up a lot of the assets from Celsius for pennies on the dollar as well. So, again, If Goldman Sachs is entering the crypto market, that's good for everybody, because now that means that all the wealthy clients that have their money tied up in a Wells Fargo, a Chase, a Berkshire Hathaway, whatever it may be, they're like, hey, maybe I don't want to buy crypto coins. They don't want to actually own the crypto, but they says, hey, I want exposure into that market. I want to be making money because everybody over there is making money right now. And I'm not talking about from just like buying and holding Bitcoin. I'm talking about like, hey, this product, you'll make money. This investment, invest in Voyager, invest in BlockFi, whatever. You'll make money recurring, and it'll be a great investment for you, especially because a lot of these companies are private, of course, so they don't actually have to answer to shareholders or give out all their financials every single quarter. They can kind of be a little more hush hush, which is good and bad. Bad because you get the Celsius. Is good because you get people are making money, which makes more money and kind of spreads around a teeny bit. All right. Oops, I messed up on something though. What did I mess up on here? Let me go to alert box. There we go. Hey Brett, thanks for subscribing, my man. I really do appreciate it. And hey Jav, thank you for subscribing as well, my guys, my people. Well, yeah, sorry guys. All right, what do you guys want to talk about right now? Let me see. Hey Crypto Yellow Vest. Apparently FTX known so little are going to get some trouble. Don't leave the crypto on a small exchange. It's going to happen soon. What do you mean? Sorry, I can't understand it, but let's see. Oh, hey crypto. On Twitter, the boss from BlockFi said it's not true about the announcement. We will see. I normally trust CNBC quite a bit and Fox Business quite a bit and Bloomberg because they usually do have some pretty good sources. If it's not that accurate, maybe then another offer was taken or something like that, I'll be happy to see that as well. But it looks like they're going to have to sell to somebody, and it looks like they don't really have too many offers here. And so, and plus, I think BlockFi is already partly owned by Voyager. I don't know how much they own though. But if BlockFi doesn't get if BlockFi doesn't sell to FTX, what will happen to that credit line? Are they threatening some hardball like, hey, we're going to rescind our credit offer to you if you don't let us buy you, right? So it feels like FTX has BlockFi, over a barrel right now, and who knows how that's going to end. And hey, Ken, happy to see you back, my man. Yeah, I'm feeling much better, dude. I had a horrible migraine. I think it was just like from a lack of sleep, and I don't know exactly what else it was. Oh, allergies. When I get allergies, my nose gets stuffy, my eyes get watery, and my ears clog up, and it's just the worst thing in the world. But I'm feeling much better today. I took some Claritin, finally. And I've just been chugging water all day, playing with Loki all day. I even played outside with him and, did the water hose because it's so hot. He was having a fun day. And hey, Rybud, happy to see you. I'm glad I can see your message, my man. Let's see. And hey, Cam, thank you very much, guys. I'm feeling a lot better today. And someone is backing Sam Bankman for sure. Oh, guys, they have to. I mean, you guys don't understand how much money can be made if you just, hold a large position in a lot of these companies, right? At the end of the day, here, let me see if I can find it first before bringing it up here. FTX buys, let's see. Oh, it actually finished it for me. Let's see. No, I can't find it. So basically, if FTX has their hands on FTX first of all, Voyager, BlockFi, and then a Robinhood on top of that, do you know how much power that is? They could literally manipulate the market if they wanted to. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of capital. And guess what? BlockFi in America, a lot of capital. Also in lots of other countries as well. Voyager in America, a lot of other countries. FTX in a lot of other countries as well. And then you have Robinhood. Actually, I don't even know how many countries have Robinhood, but I expect it's quite a bit. And CNBC finally talked about what I was talking to you guys about over the past few months. They said if FTX buys out Robinhood, should they fire Vlad? And the guy that was answering the question was actually part of the first round of investors there, so he didn't say anything bad about Vlad, but he said he thinks Vlad can steer the ship and lead it into a new direction. But I was like, yes, they might actually fire Vlad, and if they do that, that means Robinhood will be turned into a much better app that can really be revolutionized. I think of Robinhood as kind of a similar way to, I think of it similar as Netflix, about how it really revolutionized everything, but then, it just went it just something bad happened to it over time, right? Whatever you guys feelings about, but both things happen bad. For Netflix is they kind of went weird with their content. They kind of throw money into a whole bunch of weird little crazy things. And Netflix is if they have a new season of something, they launch everything at once and you can binge watch it. While Disney Plus gives you one new episode a week. I have HBO Max. I'm in love with the show Succession. One episode a week, and so I'm crawling back to get to Succession every single week. It's the season's over right now, but you guys get my point. And so what Netflix is going to do here pretty soon to reinvent itself is they're not going to be doing the batch seasons anymore. They're gonna, one video a week. They do that with my Korean dramas that I like to watch, right? One video a week because they're still coming out in Korea. And so I think just like that, Robinhood is going to have to find a way to reinvent itself. But with Vlad out of the way, they're going to be so much better off. And guys, give me like a couple years or whatever. If they get bought out, I will like change my mind about Robinhood. If they fix the app a little bit more, make it more user friendly, make it so it's not just meant for new investors. I will go out and I'll pump it to the world, saying, hey, if you're new to crypto, you're new to trading, Robinhood is a great place for you to start. And it's a good place for you to stay for a few years until you really get up the capital to want to move and transfer like $10,000-$15,000 over to another exchange. Right now, if you guys have like $1,000 to $2,000, I think you should already be moving out of Robinhood and moving into more traditional exchange, right? As long as it's you feel safe about it in these current crazy times, of course. But I'm super excited to see what FTX can do, and money solves a lot of problems in this world with crypto. If we can just kind of hold on a little bit longer, I think FTX could be a good long-term hold here. And I would love to see if they can ever go public. I might actually buy some stock there. You guys know that I've been looking at Hood here. Just to show you guys this very fast. Right? It's come back down a little bit over the last few days. I actually sold mine on the news that my Robinhood on the news that or half of my Robinhood on the news that FTX may buy it out, and I just bought some of it back today, 50% of it back today, and if it goes back down even more tomorrow, I'm just going to buy the rest of it back tomorrow because I want to lower that overall average and just own more shares of Robinhood. So I'm pretty excited about this and where it may go. And you guys know I started buying around like $10, but now my average is actually closer to like $9 now after I bought back lower today. But I'm excited to see where this stuff can go here. Nobody's really paying attention to the government probably is, but not many people are paying attention to how crazy and how integrated this new market is going to be, right? There's only so many players when it comes to this type of stuff. I have a few friends that deal with the marketing of crypto, so like they work out brand deals for me, for friends, right? I know a lot of crypto YouTubers out there. We talk a lot about the brand deals, how much we're charging and stuff like that. When it comes to the marketing side of crypto, there's only like 10 different agencies out there that deal with promoting coins, exchanges, projects, startups, raising capital. There's only like 10 of them, guys. And we've been talking with them a lot, and they're like, yeah, the market is really consolidating. All of the loose ends are really getting kicked out of this crypto market, just like a whole bunch of like shit coins are being tossed out right now. There's a whole bunch of just bad crypto exchanges, smaller ones, projects that are bad. It's all being straightened out. So when everything decides to run again, all of that money that normally comes in during a bull market, it's going to be going into fewer coins, so we can have a nice big boost here, and it's going to be healthy for the market right now. But it's going to be great, guys. As long as you guys can survive this and weather the storm, deal with the crashes and so forth, you guys will be fine. But I know it's not the easiest thing in the world to just watch your investment go down as you keep needing to buy a little bit every day, every week, or whatever. It gets harder and harder and harder, right? Oh, and hey, Monica. Hey, Michael. New look nice. I know, right? One of my friends suggested I do this, and I was like, here, look at mine, see if you can do something, not copy, but do something similar. I have a friend, Tom, and I was looking at his channel. I was like, okay, I can make mine like something similar to him, but just a little bit more different. Like I have the tickers, I have the BitGet because they sponsor the channel here, kind of rolling on this side. Nice, a little more fancy than just the picture I had before. So it's nice. I like it a lot. And then eventually I want to have like a contest I run out of here where I don't know what it'd be, like I don't even know, a contest. Some type of a contest where I give you guys like, I don't know, like every Friday I gave out like $50 to $100, something like that. But I got to figure out how to actually integrate that into the stream here. And then I'm working out a deal right now to see if I can put a banner or something like that BitGet sign on one of my 24-hour streams here. And if I can do that, like part of the money is going to be going to all like more streams, but then like I want to take like $50 to 100 of it just to give away at least once a month for now to give out to you guys for whatever you guys want to do there. I think it'd be kind of fun, and you guys could just buy it on whatever coin you want to. Basically, who knows? Like it might even just be a guessing game which coin is going to have the most go up the most this week, and I'll list out like 10, 15 coins. You guys choose the coins, and then from there there's a raffle. I don't know. I'll think about it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm excited to see where this goes right now. And hey, Andy, everyone is having a sick right now or having allergies. Guys, my allergies are so bad that when I was a kid, if I touched a rose, touched my eyes, I went straight to the emergency room, and they had to give me like some really heavy duty medication, like heavy, like beyond like the normal Benadryl and stuff, to like force my eyes to open up so they can like get all the gunk out of my eyes. My eyes hate pollen. Now I've grown out of it a lot, but I still have like bad moments every now and again when my body is not used to the a lot of pollen in the air. And hey, Monica, even if we pump for a while, do you still see us going down to 14K? Nothing has changed fundamentally? Yes, right? So I think one of the good things that's happening right now, even though overall Bitcoin is still bearish, yes, it is, still bearish, still hope that we can have a little bit of reversal here, but I think it's ultimately just going to be, at most a month, maybe not even a week here if the NASDAQ isn't able to hold. But remember, let's go over to the weekly chart as far as it comes to the NASDAQ. Let me get rid of this right here. Historically speaking, in case you guys are new to the channel, whenever the NASDAQ breaks down below its 200 weekly moving average, we really just have a terrible time. Dot-com bubble happened, and the 2008 financial crisis happened, right? It has not happened since then. It's rare that it ever happens, right? The last time it happened before that was all the way back over here in 1990, which we had a pretty sizable move down right there. But look at this, they're usually pretty nasty moves. That's the point, okay? Now, the good thing, which could be good for us here in July, which could cause a nice little bit of a pump here, this is what I'm talking about. See this little bounce, first of all? 1 week, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 weeks right there of bouncing. Now, we may not even bounce above it, right? But history says we have a good chance to. But may have a bounce, and that bounce could last for a few weeks, leaving Bitcoin to have a big boom, maybe going back up to the mid-20s, maybe even the upper 20s, kind of freaking everybody out. All the pumpers out there be like, oh my God, we found the bottom, let's go. And you will see FOMO entering the market, and you will see altcoins popping off. And what I would probably be doing in that situation there is I would probably be selling off a portion of my altcoins as it went up. And then just after we eventually come back down, because every time we actually come into contact with the line, we do eventually break down. Then I'd just be looking to buy up even more coins at the bottom here and just saving a quick buck, right? Now, even back over here in the 2008 financial crisis, we still managed to bounce up. We came down below the line, but we didn't close down below in the weekly. Bounce, right? Pretty ugly bounce, but it bounced. And then once we actually closed down below it, oh boy, was that just not a fun time. The world was ending. Mortgages were going bust. Just bad stuff. World economies, yada, yada, yada. But so far, we haven't touched it yet. We haven't touched it. Just like over here during COVID, we still didn't touch it. So we still have an opportunity, as small as it is, for the market to have a full-on reversal here and just start chugging back up, or at least consolidating for a little bit longer. That's going to be hard, of course, because we do still have a recession kind of incoming. At least that's the prevailing thought. We still have Biden going over to Saudi Arabia to see if he can pump more oil. And now all of a sudden the Saudis might not be able to pump more oil, and he still doesn't want to go over to the U.S. oil executive. So we might still have that energy problem going across. Russia still invading Ukraine. There's still a lot of prevailing winds in the economy, of course. High inflation, yada yada. Rate hikes coming in July next month, right? However, there's still the opportunity that would bounce. And if we don't bounce, I think it's going to take a lot of people by surprise, including me. But that's why every single day we're watching it very, very closely here. Very, very closely. And just so you guys can see what I'm talking about, this is the daily chart with the 200 weekly moving average running down below it. The NASDAQ right now is at 11,503. We are currently, $651 away, or 5.66% away from this moving average here. All right. That means we're fairly very close to bouncing off of it. We just have to see how much longer it takes to run into it, or we have to see, hey, can we finally break out? You guys know I had a trend line on here before, but I took it off because it was, I needed this for something else. We want to just break out above this line right here. There's a whole bunch of stocks out there that are pretty. You can see some of the same moves here as the Nasdaq. So if I go over here to my main YouTube, what I'm looking at here, YouTube breakouts. There we go. And we look at something like Nvidia. Look at this, right? Nvidia right here had an opportunity. Oh, I messed up this trend line here. That yeah, it's not supposed to go right there. Don't worry about it, guys. Here. There you go. Now it's more exact. I don't like it kind of faking people out. But twice we had the opportunity to break out, and just like the Nasdaq, we got smacked down hard. Now, there's still an opportunity to break out here, guys. We could always just have a couple green days, and all of a sudden, boom, we're off and running. The technicals don't say that's out of the question. Right now, it's just, are there enough people willing to buy that have enough capital to actually move the market, or at least trick the algorithms into thinking that, hey, this is a buying opportunity right now, right? So I think we're just going to need some good economic news. The economic news so far has been just iffy. Companies' earnings have still been fairly strong, guys. The earnings aren't too bad. Margins are getting crushed, but the earnings are still okay. So, and we actually had positive inflation data today saying that things aren't, they're not as bad as you might have thought. So the mindset is, hey, we're getting ready for a recession. You still see people freaking out saying, hey, we're going to be dropping down like another 40% for the stock market, like really crazy numbers. And they're just saying, hey, watching CNBC this morning saying, hey, I feel bad for everybody buying the dip because they're addicted to buying the dip. One of the guys was saying that, right? So you got to be patient with this market. And regardless of whatever happens, we have to make sure that we're not going all in at any specific point. We just want to be dollar cost averaging, taking your time, being responsible here. And if you guys do want to buy in bulk like I did once so far, you guys have to just be prepared to say, hey, that position isn't there. I'm fine with just leaving it there. And whatever happens, it happens over the next year or so as we kind of work our way through this potential recession. Whether it's a mild or a bad one remains to be seen. I think it's going to be more of a mild recession. But let's hope I'm right about that. At least I would hate to have a really, really bad recession. We have like 10% unemployment, something like that. That'd be very, very bad there. What's right here? And hey, blockchain, thoughts on the 3 hours capital liquidation? So I think this mostly just matters to Voyager here. Voyager's going to be in a pickle because of this. I'm glad Voyager has the backing of FTX right now. That's what's keeping it afloat, I believe. As well as the fact that it doesn't really have too much burning cash flow. But as far as 3 hours capital, I think during this next bull run, you're gonna be seeing companies be very, very, very careful about exactly how much money they really want to loan out. And I think they just might be holding on to lots of cash in the future, and they might be making more investments into specific coins or specific blockchains or technologies around the crypto world, and less just giving money to a hedge fund saying, hey, you take some of our money, pay us a great interest rate, and then we get our money back after the loan, expires, right? They're not going to be doing that as much. They're like, say, we've been burned too many times. The market is too volatile, even with the regulations that are probably going to come over the next couple of years, right? They're just going to say, hey, let's take this money. Maybe let's put a little bit more in our marketing budget because the market is getting a little bit competitive now. If you guys haven't noticed all these exchanges popping up. And then they might just say, hey, well, there's this new little project over here that seems pretty interesting. What if we just buy a 20% stake in it while it's new, so it only costs a little bit of money, but do that a lot, and then they could create their own little ecosystem of coins, which, could be making them more money in time, and they could sell off those coins as they get pumped up in the future. I think it's going to be much easier for them to do as long as they're not breaking any specific laws, right? So I think there's going to be a change in how those coins, or how those exchanges make money off of their cash flow. Because if I'm a BlockFi, or if I'm an FTX, or I'm a BitGet, or a Femex, or something like that, I'm not going to be trusting, another hedge fund out there unless they say that, hey, they're only going to be investing so much of this loan in crypto, and they're going to be investing the rest of it into specific stocks like Tesla. I don't know. Maybe they're just going to invest in ETFs. Who knows what it might be? But they're going to have to make sure that they're not taking as much risk as they did this time because they got burned hard. And unfortunately, that liquidation that 3 Hours Capital has to deal with, that means that Voyager is not getting that money back. Or if they are, they're getting like pennies on the dollar, and that's it, right? And hey, unknown, my allergies are crap right now. Dude, I just started talking about allergies and my eye got itchy, so I'm not even gonna talk about it no more. That's how bad my eyes get. Oh man. And hey, Slick Mike, you're missing sunglasses? I have some sunglasses, but they're in my room. I got my Ray-Bans and I got my Burberrys. I lost my Burberrys, but I found them. I haven't had my Burberrys on in forever, but they're really nice. I paid like $200 for them. I have a bad habit of just buying stuff when I go to the mall when I really don't need to, but I feel like that's what malls are designed to do. But yeah, the one thing I usually buy when I go to the mall is a sunglasses hut. Heck, I bought my sister like a $400 cake for her birthday one day when I was just walking through the the mall. Wasn't even there to buy her a cake, and I was just like, well, you know, my sister would probably like a really nice cake for her 16th birthday. Let me get her a really nice one with fruit and like all these nice little pearls and gold stuff. And it was like a layer cake and everything. And I was like, eh. I told my sister when I got home, she was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Big hugs, right? But same thing this year, but with a ganache cake. I'm excited to see how that ganache tastes. I don't think I've ever actually had ganache. Or if I have had it, it's just been at a restaurant. I'm like, oh, I'll try this. And I just forgot about it. But yeah, so I have a bad habit of spending money, but sunglasses are what I spend a lot of money on. In fact, guys, what I did today is I reached out to a whole bunch of clothing lines and sunglasses lines, and I want them to give me free sunglasses and stuff or free clothes and stuff that I can wear on the stream, and then I will give them a shout out for giving me the free item, like maybe once a day or something like that. And then what I plan on doing is try to have a contest where I guess not the shirts and stuff, but if they give me 2 sunglasses or something like that, I will just send you guys over a free pair of sunglasses if you want to contact something like that. I want to start doing more giveaways and stuff for you guys. So I'm planning all this stuff out. The economy is kind of in a rudder right now, so I'm not entirely sure how much extra stuff they want to be giving out to free to influencers and stuff like that. However, I'm already planning all this stuff out, so whenever the market picks up, well, yada, 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 I want to be doing like some really cool stuff like that. But maybe one day I'll wear sunglasses for you, but they're not going to be the colorful type. They're not going to be the colorful blue ones that my friend Tom wears. He has the look of a crypto celebrity going on. I got the look of, I don't know, a middle-aged man going to Hawaii for vacation. Yet I'm only 27, right? So I got money, but my clothes, my style is a little bit iffy, which is why I reached out to so many of these cool shirt places and stuff today. I need to get my style game up and then maybe go to the mall and just do some shopping there. But I hate going to the malls. The malls feel weird, but I just buy stuff when I don't need. I'll buy everything except for the thing I actually went to the mall for. That's what I do. What's right here? And hey, Ralph, allergies? Oh, it's a pollen. Pollen. And hey, Michael, then it will just be like a regular TV, and that's the whole point of the streaming. Let's see. Oh, what are you talking about? Just be like regular TV, then that's the whole point of the streaming. Oh, and I think pretty soon, guys, as well, I am going to be making another. I'm going to be making another stream here pretty soon. It's going to be the Bitcoin 4-hour stream. All it's going to have is Bitcoin 4-hour. I might try. There's a cool channel out there that has a streaming called Bitcoin Liquidation Watch. I think a couple of you guys watch it. It shows me that you guys watch it in the YouTube algorithm or my YouTube studio. I might try to find out where he gets that software from, and so that way you guys can see live Bitcoin liquidations while you guys are watching the 4-hour chart. And then I'll put one of the algorithms on it, and so you guys can have the trend lines automatically there if it works right, or just my technicals, doesn't matter, with the Fibonacci level and stuff like that, so you guys can see the major pivot points and different opportunities, and to make sure you guys haven't missed anything important on your charts. So that might just be probably no Gann fans, but at least Fibonacci levels. And then we have some basic trend lines. And then from there, we'll also be looking at some liquidation numbers as well, which I'm going to be pretty excited about too. Let's see here. Oh, and guys, and thank you very much for liking the stream. I really, really do appreciate that, everybody. I really do appreciate that. I'd be happy if Robinhood desktop version were a little more robust. They can keep the app simple. I like trading on Robinhood, but it's super lacking. It's the lacking part, right? And yeah, I would be okay if they kept their app the same, even though I would like to see improvements. If they could just make a really good type of exchange. You know, and what's weird to me is you guys know that a lot of these new crypto apps, they kind of follow a very basic exchange template, right? Whether it's BitGet, KuCoin, Femex, they all feel kind of similar. Binance, they all feel similar. Bytebit, they all feel similar as how they're kind of structured. I wish there was some type of platform like that, or some type of like layout like that for stock traders or options traders out there that would make it very, very easy, but at the same time, they're able to do more than just what Robinhood allows you, so even more than what Webull allows you, right? and that would be really something that I would really enjoy seeing. Robinhood needs to get indicators like TV. Oh yeah, that'd be much much better right there. I may think that Robinhood and Binance may have a war. Maybe Binance would annihilate Robinhood in that war with crypto, but Robinhood would annihilate them in the stock market. Oh, hey boy. Oh, Loki decided to come over and say hi. Um, but yeah, I I really want to see Robinhood get bought out. Now, I don't care if it's FTX or Elon Musk or Berkshire Hathaway or Chase Bank or whoever. I would like to see Robinhood get bought out. I would like to see them fire Vlad, and then I would like to see some new innovative or even maybe an older innovative person come in there and really shake things up to the point where Robinhood gets that prestige back. Robinhood doesn't have the prestige that they once did. It's much, much different than just, a few years ago. What do you want over here? What do you want? You want a treat? All right. Give my dog a treat very fast, guys. Come here. Come on. Come on. Here. Come on. Yeah. There you go. Say hi. Oh, no. Okay. He didn't want to say hi to you guys. Sorry. He's over here wagging his tail looking for little butt rubs. Yeah. He's been napping all day because we did a little bit of exercise and I was gasping for air. Meanwhile, he was just having fun getting wet. There you go. Oh, geez, dude, you are shedding all over the place. You guys can't see it, but no, he's getting his head. No, come on, boy. There you go. Good boy. He wants to say hello to you guys. What's right here? And hey, it's like the only green indicator is boring, and it's like three indicators that are useless. Yeah, exactly. They're going to have some trouble for the foreseeable future, Robinhood. But I think in the long term, they're going to be just fine here. They do have a bunch, and I mean a bunch of accounts. I don't exactly know how many are open right now. I'd probably have to check out that last earnings report they had. But I still see a bright future for them, just not with Vlad as their head CEO guy. They need somebody a little bit better. All right, on what's right here. Did you see that Coinbase Pro is stopping OPS and instead Coinbase will be adding new features? Yes, that's ultimately a good thing. I don't know why they ever split it up into two separate applications. They should have just had it all in one in the first place. I think they just didn't want to have to reset Coinbase in order to do that because that might have taken a lot of work and they might have had to shut down the app for a few days and that might have just been crazy. They just came out with something new, what they could do, and that seems to be fine to me. But now they understand, hey, if we make just a really, really good app, everything should be fine. So I'm excited to see what they can do now that they've kind of worked all that stuff out. I think Coinbase is going to be good during the next few years for sure. Oh, what's right here? Make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Sorry, guys, making sure I got to catch up to the bottom of the comments here. There you go. And hey, can you split the 4 hour with the seconds chart? I wouldn't be able to do that just because it wouldn't be that useful to people to have the seconds chart. But I think if I wanted to, maybe one day I could just have a 15-minute chart and a 1 second chart. My only thing here, guys, is I want the streams to be profitable. So, whenever I get a brand deal, basically for a company like you see Bitgo right there, it in the top right hand corner, if I can get a company to pay for a banner like that on one of my 24-hour streams, whether it's the Dogecoin or the Luna one, and all the money that I make from that, besides the money I want to do like a little contest with, it's going to be going back into doing 24-hour streams. Each stream that I do costs me $50 a month to just keep it running, right? So my goal here is once I get the first sponsorship deal, maybe it's somewhere between the guy that helps me out, like anywhere from like $1,000 to $1,500 a month just for the little banner spot, right? If I can do that, well, guess what? That means I can have like 20 different freaking streams on at one time. So I could do a 15-second chart for Bitcoin mixed with a 15-minute chart, something like that. I could have a 4-hour chart. I could have an Ethereum 4-hour chart. I could have an Ethereum 1-hour chart. I could have an ADA 4-hour chart, XRP, Dogecoin solo chart, right? I could have all these charts here, and I'm just waiting on that first brand deal, which, oh, God, I got to wait for my guy to finish it up, but hopefully sooner rather than later, right? So let me see if I can find it. I have a rough list of what I want to be doing as far as streams are concerned. If I can find it here for you guys. Okay, hold on a second here, guys. Let me get out of here. Let me make sure I'm in the right account. There we go. Okay, mind map. I think it's my mind map. Okay, so Fed. Okay, here we go. See, 24-hour streams. So I'm thinking of doing a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, ADA, XRP, Doge, Lunacy, Sheeb, Mana, Dogecoin, ApeCoin, Sand, AXS, Sushi, Theta, and the third block, Trending Coin 2, right? Crow, Web3, ICP, XMR, Ethereum Classic, 4-hour, AVAX, VET, Link, DOT, XLM, Tron. I could always move this stuff around a little bit here, but you know, you're going to see $50 per each month, so it does add up. It'd be over $1,000 a month easily just to have all these streams. But I think there'd be again, if I just have one sponsor, that'll cover that entire cost. I don't really care about the profit too much right now. The channel will make me much more money in the future, especially when the next bull run happens. But I want to get each one of these going, but I don't want to be like burning through like $1,200 every single month just to keep up streams that nobody watches. So I want to make sure that the money that I'm spending on it comes directly from the YouTube channel, so I'm not pulling it out of my own pocket, so to speak. So get ready for like, you know, anywhere from like, I would say 15 to 25 different streams. Each YouTube channel is allowed to have up to 7 streams, I believe. There may be more now, but 7, 8, I don't know what it is. But so you may actually see them spread out among like 3 different channels. But at least from the moment I open up a channel, I don't have to be a full-on partner program member in order to get the live streams up and rolling. So it'll be really nice. Wait for that brand deal to kind of finish up here, but you know, 25, 20 streams, whatever I end up coming up with. You know, a lot of you guys, I'll have you vote on what streams you guys want. So, you know, right now Bitcoin 4-hour streams coming up first. After that, we'll have an Ethereum, ADA, XRP vote. If Ethereum wins that one, Ethereum's next stream coming up, because it takes me like a couple weeks to get everything set up, because well, it takes the company that I rent the server from, it takes them a couple weeks to set everything up. So, you know, once everything's set up, I have to go in there, I have to log into TradingView, I have to make sure the accounts look pretty similar and nice, I got to make sure the tickers are working, then I got to pay somebody to actually upkeep all that stuff if I'm having like 24 different streams, because I'm not going to have the time to do that, right? So a large process there. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you guys want to see like, you know, one of 24 different charts, you know, just look on YouTube instead of like, you know, going on your phone or trying to open up the TradingView app and kind of scroll around, you guys will be able to see it very, very simply by just going to one of these links and watching it, right? So the goal is there, the plan is there, just waiting on that one little tidbit of a sponsor, then I can actually go full force with it, probably starting off with like 5 in the first 2 weeks, another 5 2 weeks after that, another 5 2 weeks after that type of thing, and seeing how that works out. And what's right here? Oh, let's see. So there you go. Hope that answers your question, Cam. And hey, Bideford, I appreciate it, my man. I appreciate it. Excuse me, I appreciate it, Bideford. So I was answering Bideford and Tony at the same time. Oh, and hey, Tony. As far as this pump, I didn't see what was actually the catalyst for it. It looks like some whales come in all of a sudden. I didn't see. Hold on a second here. Whale. There you go. Go look at whale number 3 here very fast. I haven't seen much activity, but I didn't check him today. Whale number 3 bought some crypto today, 600 and oh wow, yesterday he bought 815. So this guy's been buying up a bunch of crypto so far. You can actually see if we just kind of drag and drop a little bit more. He's moving up quite a bit here. You guys can't really see the difference now, but he's been buying up quite a bit. They may be looking for a little bit of a short-term pump, kind of bouncing off of the Nasdaq. Oops, probably best to go over here to watch list. There we go. But I haven't seen an actual reason why we've had a pump. I saw the news that FTX is going to be buying BlockFi. That was some good news. And then we saw the regulation news coming out of Europe, which caused a little bit of a dip. But I think this might just be some whales playing some games here and trying to burn some shorts out of the market. Because with that little bit of a news we had earlier, that was this little bit of a dump we saw. Again, not like a crazy one, but this little bit of a drop. That we saw some shorts enter the market right here because of, I don't have it actually saved up right here. Maybe Crypto Queen. Oh my gosh. Why can't I scroll down the right side of the page? Okay, not important. EU is going to be regulating crypto much more heavily, and they're going to be going after stable coins, which is going to be very, very interesting. So I think we might have seen some shorts enter the market because of that. But and also in a more simple term, we usually do have a little bit of a bounce, or we have volatility at the beginning of every month. And even though for us, a lot of people here, it's still June 30th, on the Bitcoin charts, it is actually July 1st, right? And what's right here? And hey, Josh, Robinhood is the worst broker of all time. Today announced any fractional shares they sold will be liquidated. Wait, what? Are you serious? I did not even know that. Oh wow. I did not hear about that at all. That is something very very interesting there. I don't. I have like $6 in Robinhood right now, and it's because one of you guys signed up using my promo code. So thank you. But yeah. Oh, there you go. Bitcoin's curling up a little bit more. Let's see if we can make a move here. They do have to do a lot of work. And that's why I'm talking about firing the freaking CEO and getting some new blood in there. That's the only way they're going to be able to fix it up right now. And, I think people are losing a lot of money trading options on their platform because they don't really have a good options trading program there, right? I think the app, if you guys ever just want to do solo options, which is very, very risky, there's an app out there called Tasty Trade. And that app, as far as I know, is probably the best one for options traders out there, to the point where I know people that have accounts in Robinhood and Webull, but they only trade options in Tasty Trade. I once talked with their, oh gosh, it was last year. I had a one-on-one meeting with their chief marketing officer, very, very lovely woman, very, very nice. And, we were talking about their product and stuff like that. But, all of their workers at the company trade options, and you could just copy their trades. Like, it's as soon as they make the trade, it shows up on the app. All right. And then from there, you can copy it and see what their profit or their losses have been, and just say, hey, I want to copy this trade because they seem like they know what they're doing. And if you copy them, you're usually okay. Not always, but don't go all into any one of their positions. But generally speaking, they make more money than they lose, which is pretty darn interesting if you think about a company doing that and feeling so confident to have their own employees making trades. And again, that's like kind of a company prestige thing, so they want to make sure they're actually giving out good plays. But you can follow whoever you want to at their company plus other individuals. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool app. And what's right here? Is this a pump and dump? I'm thinking it could be. I mean, it's most likely gonna dump eventually. I'm not gonna call it a pump and dump in terms of, hey, we pumped up for like an hour, we're only gonna be up here for like a few more minutes, and then we're ultimately gonna dump back down. I would say that July right now still looks like it wants to be bearish. The only thing that can save a red July, so to speak, like a nasty red monthly candle, is going to be going back to that NASDAQ question that we have. Is the NASDAQ able to hold above the 20-week moving average, or is it going to follow history and break down right here, right? There's always a chance it could just break down without a bounce, but both in the dot-com bubble and both in 2008, we've managed to bounce for a few weeks to a couple months before ultimately breaking down. Hopefully, if Bitcoin wants to have a green July and potentially a green August here, the NASDAQ itself is going to have to be able to bounce above this line here. But we haven't even contacted it yet, right? So, Cobra didn't contact it. Going back all the way over here. See? Zoom in for you guys so you guys can see it. Contact.com bubble. There you go. Contact, then bounce. We haven't calmed down that much. So, that may mean that Bitcoin has to come down lower eventually before the NASDAQ even bounces. But for now, if you want to have a very, very, very good July, I think the first thing that has to happen is the NASDAQ has to bounce, or at least come into contact and start the bounce, right? That'd be a great time to like, hey, everybody, you can buy some right now, hope for the best, and then, we'll see what happens afterwards. Just watch out for the catalyst as far as Celsius is concerned. I don't know what Celsius is going to actually be able to do over the next few weeks, but we may see a downward move in the price of Bitcoin if Celsius does declare bankruptcy. And let me check Twitter out for you guys very fast. I do not actually know if they've actually had any more updates here. 8 hours ago, they have an update. Oh my gosh, they do have an update. All right. Operating with the entire community and all clients in mind, we continue to take steps to preserve and protect assets and explore the options available to us. Our latest blog here. So they're saying, hey, we're still thinking about what to do. So let me click on it. Let's just kind of look over it very fast. And here we go. Across Celsius today, we are focused on working. Okay, I don't care about this. Let me just see if they actually say anything interesting. Let's see. We continue to take important steps to preserve and protect assets and explore options available to us. These options include pursuing strategic transactions as well as restructurings our liabilities, among other avenues. That's like bankruptcy, right? These exhaustive explorations are complex and take time, but we want the community to know that our teams are working with experts from many different disciplines. Geez. Our relationship with the community and our clients have been a source of pride for all team members at Celsius, and we will continue to share information with our customers as and when it becomes appropriate. Celsius. Oh, yeah. I mean, that didn't make me feel good at all. Yeah, so this may be the troubling thing that happens later on, but for now, just keep an eye on Celsius. We'll have to see. Bitcoin looks like it's trying to make a little bit of a curl up here. We'll see if it can break out above the high we had just a couple hours ago at 20,918. If not, we'll be coming back down towards a tumble and maybe coming back down below the 20 moving average on the 50-minute chart. But for now, we're just kind of grinding here, right? But yeah, the Celsius news was not that exciting whatsoever here. Not exciting whatsoever. And what's it here? And hey, Brandon, Robinhood is trying everything to stay relevant. Sorry, but they are toast. They're not toast. They're toast if they don't replace Vlad, right? The reason I'm buying Robinhood stock right now for a long-term hold is because eventually I believe they're going to have to get rid of him because the shareholders are going to be so mad about his inept running of the company, so to speak, right? He's just not been good at it. That like he planted the seed, he watered it, and it's a sprout right now. It's a wonderful little thing. But now instead of going up and growing to be nice and big, they're like Robinhood's kind of stagnating. It's kind of having a little bit of a brown leaf, whatever you want to call it, right? And it's just not looking so good. If they can just trim off Vlad, which is that little brown leaf, just trim it off, and water it some more, get some fertilizer in it, I think they can do some really great things. But yes, they are toast as long as Vlad remains their CEO and head of their operations, right? They can't have that there. Even CNBC and Fox Business are starting to say, is he really the guy to lead the company forward? Because I don't think so. Because all they do is they go back to Robinhood. And since the IPO, actually, let's open the weekly chart here. Since the IPO here, guys, Robinhood has done a whole bunch of nothing, and we were talking about buying puts on it when we broke down below the lows that we experienced when the price actually opened up. Look at this. I mean, let's just say you took a short and not puts, because puts would be a lot more value-wise. But, at this point in time, if you took that short opportunity, you made about 75% if you were still holding to this day. If you sold just 3 weeks ago, you could have been up like 80%. Robinhood's value has crumbled, which is like the only reason I'm buying it right now. Because I also want to see if they get bought out. That'd be something cool as well. But I'm hoping that even if they're not bought out, they can get rid of Vlad and make a move up and have a more prosperous future, so to speak. Also while making me oogles of money. All right, back to the ones. There we go. And if you guys want me to check out any coins, let me know, especially the members out there. You guys get your questions answered first. All right, there we go. Really hoping Bitcoin can make some type of move eventually here. Oh, and hey, Jay, happy to see you back. What's right here? Yeah, Robinhood does hold a bunch of crypto coins. I wonder how that's going to look on the balance sheets during their next quarterly earnings. But probably it'll be interesting to see. But they do have some large wallets, yes. And hey, Jay, I received my BlockFi 630 interest payment today. Now it's to see if Voyager pays out tomorrow. I think Voyager should pay just like BlockFi paid today. They have the backing of FTX, and the moment they don't pay the interest, the moment it's a day late, you will see enough worries about their exchange that you start to see people pull money out hand and fist. they're going to pull money out fast because they're like, they don't have enough money to even pay interest out. I'm getting out of here fast. And you'll probably see wallet transfers occurring more than just like withdrawals back into your bank account. The only thing you'd want to do if you really get panicked about Voyager and you just really want to make sure your money is safe, and you don't want to transfer your crypto, you're going to have to sell all of your crypto, which has its problems of its own, transfer not into USDC, not into Tether, but just into USD cash, because that's the only thing that's insured. If you guys have cash in Voyager or cash in BlockFi, that is FDIC insured up to $250,000, but your Tether is not insured, your USDC is not insured, your Bitcoin is not insured, your Ethereum. If they lock that money away, whether it's a BlockFi or a Voyager or a Celsius, you don't get any of that money back if it's in crypto form, only if it's in USD, because those are held by separate companies that just use the exchange. It's a weird little loophole they found, but the only thing in your crypto exchange that is FDIC insured, if they say it is insured, is going to be USD, good old American cash. Nothing else, no crypto, no nothing. So you want to make sure that you understand that going forward. Not just you, but everybody. What's right here? Let's see. And hey, conscious investing. Oh, LOL, you're going to be post different time frame charts on YouTube. I would imagine many people will watch. I don't need a lot of people to, let's see, like my Dogecoin stream, I get about like anywhere from 5 to 15,000 people watching that stream every day, right? They just come in for a little bit, say hi, and they leave. The one that's a little bit less popular, the Luna C stream. That Luna stream still brings in about like 2,000 people every day, right? So I'm fine with those numbers, even 1,000, even 500. I'm fine with that because I can always just put a banner on it and I can make money off of that. And then as long as the banner works out, it'll be fine, right? As long as I'm making money off it, I don't care if you guys watch it or not. I want you guys to watch it, but it's not like I need 100 people watching every single stream 24/7, right? That's not what I need. I just need people to say, hey, I wonder what the technicals look like here, or maybe, hey, ADA is bouncing off while like everything else is being boring. ADA is bouncing off. People can hop in that chat and talk about where they're buying, where they're selling at, and they can, exchange some ideas about what their trading strategies are going to be for this, either a dump or a pump happening for that specific coin. And that's where I see value out of it. And then I'll make money off of the little banner ad on the side. It'll be a very little small thing, but, check them out if you see the banner. But they won't get tons and tons of views until we have the next altcoin season. And then in every single stream, everybody has like their favorite coin. They'll go to their favorite stream basically, and that's where you'll see like hundreds of people for each individual stream, and that'll be really fun. But that's not something I'm planning for right now. Right now, I just want to get the streams up and running, and then you guys can come see, view them, and stuff like that. Easy little technicals for you guys to follow, and just make your life a little bit easier. What's right here? And hey, Elvis, the dollar index is bullish now, bounced from the 104.66 level. Yeah, it was negative a few minutes ago, but it has moved up about, a penny so far? Oh, no, 10 cents? Yeah, 10 cents, wow. Bitcoin's still on the rise here as well. Look at this dollar index. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Nice little bounce off the pivot. I mean, it's still moving up here, guys. I think when it comes to the dollar index right now, I'm just going to be looking at it from the monthly chart. We just opened up a new month here. We managed to have a nice little reversal. We don't have to worry about any of the technicals on this chart right now. You can almost take a double bottom here a while ago. Broke above it last month. June, I guess you would say. And now we're looking to see how much further the American dollar wants to go. And we are going to have an interest rate hike, probably of 50 to 75 basis points next month or July, right? There is no meeting in August, but they still may come out and say, hey, inflation is so bad that we have to do another 50 to 75 basis point hike to keep keep the economy slowing so we can deal with inflation. And that might be the catalyst here, either in July or August, where we start pushing up towards $110, maybe even higher than that. I don't know how much higher we really are going to go, though, because, we'll go higher, but other countries are doing rate hikes just like America, and that does put pressure back on the American dollar to come back down a little bit. I know a lot of you guys don't look at Forex. I used to trade Forex every now and again. And if we go over here to the watch list, let's just go to the euro versus the US dollar, right? The monthly chart. A few months ago, the euro broke down against the dollar, and 1 euro is equal to about $1.04. Historically, guys, the euro is supposed to be much, much more valuable than the dollar. Like, I remember the days, I don't know why, but, come back over here to 2013, 1 euro against the dollar was $1.37. That's a lot of money, right? So, but now, because of just various economic factors, worldwide economy, globalism, all the yada yada stuff, you see that the euro is only worth about $1.04. And at the low point right here, if I can actually just draw a little line here, can I magnetize it? I can go right here. It was down to like $1.03. There may come a point in time later on this month where the American dollar is actually more valuable than the euro. That'll be interesting. And this kind of goes back to that thing that we talked about, how if you guys saw the article earlier about the European Union going after stablecoins a little bit here, they're afraid that people are going to turn to stablecoins rather than buying and owning the euro. So, that would mean technically that the exchanges own a bunch of euros, like a bunch, because they have to exchange them, of course, right? And then people just choose, hey, I don't trust the euro too much because sometimes the EU can be a little bit unstable, like a Greece or Spain or something like that. Well, maybe Germany's a little bit stronger. I don't know how the economies work nowadays, but I'm thinking like financial crisis times. So you may actually see, them really start to get panicked about this. And we've already heard that the American, the Federal Reserve is thinking about doing its own dollar digital currency, right? So there's going to be a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and you might even see that, down the road, the EU, which is much more regulatory, they may say, hey, no stable coins except for the European digital dollar, digital euro, whatever it may be, right? So there's a whole bunch of stuff that can happen. But you see the pound, that's also going down against the dollar. The pound is much stronger though, $1.21, not $1.04 like the euro. USD to the Japanese yen. Look at this. This is the opposite now. When this goes up, that means the dollar is getting stronger, unlike the other ones where it's the euro getting stronger or the pound getting stronger. This one is the US dollar getting stronger here against the yen. The yen is just not having a good time. Japan's having some issues right now. And you're seeing it go up quite a bit. $1 US is worth 135 Japanese yen. This is gonna matter, guys. This is gonna matter here. Whenever this tops out, you could, people think of that as the normal time when the Bitcoin has found its bottom. So it is going to be interesting to kind of watch to see how this all plays out here. But it looks like that's going to be going up a little bit more here, unless we can really get a curve on inflation. Man, Bitcoin had an opportunity to do a bit of a rally, but now it's just kind of dying back down here. It's going to need some type of boost from a whale if it wants to keep on going up. What's right here? Hey, Trev, happy to see you back, man. And hey, Tony, Tastyworks YouTube channel is awesome. Victor Jones is legendary. I love his hats that he wears. He just looks like such a bro. Like Tasty, yeah, they really do have they really do have a good app over there. It's a little bit blocky. People might not be used to it. It does look a little bit weirder. It's not as what you might call elegant, but it works. I never had a problem on it, and it is pretty fun to use to trade. What's right here? You see. Hey Jay, Mike, just a thought. Should you insert PST on your top banner that gives 8 p.m. to 6 p.m.? Yeah, I thought about it. It just looks very, very weird whenever I type it on there. So I'm going to have to find a way to type in Pacific Standard Time on there that doesn't make it look very weird. And I don't know how to explain it to you, but for some reason having Monday through Friday, 6 to 8, and then having PST at the end of it, it just looked weird. So I am planning on doing that. I actually have the Adobe file installed on my computer. I am going to add it on there, but I think I'm just going to have it be like a small PST kind of in the upper right hand corner by the M, visible, but not as large as the Monday through Friday 6 to 8 p.m. text size. So trust me, I'm thinking about it. I got you. You see me? Oh man. Would I grab some euro if they flip the dollar and it is higher? Yes, eventually the European Union will get stronger, but Europe's in kind of a crazy moment right now because they have so many problems. You know, the European Union is a great idea. They kind of banded together a lot of smaller countries to form a nice union, right? European Union. They just seem to me, from a person that has no idea how the European Union works, right? It just seems like they really like the bureaucracy. And while in America we have bureaucracy, but it seems like most people hate the bureaucracy. It seems like they love the bureaucracy, and it slows down their reaction to, quickly evolving threats, to the point where, it just takes them a little bit longer to get themselves out of a rut, so to speak. And, maybe even though, Germany is just chugging along just fine, because they are a union, they're only as strong as the weakest link in some instances. So that's why, you remember, guys, the bailouts in Greece, how bad their economy got. That was a real strain on the euro. I think they're going to turn out fine. I would actually invest in European stocks if you get the chance when things get really, really bad. But it's going to take some time there, as well as emerging markets, which are always kind of a fun thing to be looking at. But you guys don't have to worry about those because those are a little bit more higher risk, but definitely higher rewards. And hey, no tacos, no life. Hope you're having a very, very good day, my man. And hey, Mr. Judge, I'm happy to see you back as well. Bitcoin to the moon. I hope so, guys. I mean, let's back up here for a second. Let's go to the 2-hour chart. We'll start a nice chug right now. We're just consolidating a little bit with the new 2-hour candle, hoping we can make a little bit of a wick coming down, and then eventually started to break back above that 200 moving average here. Because, let me see, this one needs to turn. Oh, yeah. We also want to break out above that 20-day moving average here, but I want to make sure this is back over here to the chart frame. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So we're just dealing with some resistance levels, but I think, hopefully by the time we wake up tomorrow, we have an opportunity to be back above $21,000. That's not too bad. I mean, that's really not too bad, guys. And then, of course, we will need the NASDAQ to be doing okay. If we go over here and check out CNBC, let me go to the main page. Futures aren't looking too good, but Bitcoin's still doing fine. Let's see. Oh, I gotta see this right here. Something going on with Facebook, too. Look at the Dow's down, the S&P 500 is down, the NASDAQ's down. That's not really what you want to see going into tomorrow. You want to see these numbers flip by the time morning comes around, or you may see any of the gains that we're making right now for Bitcoin, right, this little bit of a boom, you may actually see that coming down quite hard. Until then, though, as long as it's going its own way while the market's closed, even with futures being down, this still seems like a pretty fun opportunity to trade. Just be careful about some of the more volatile plays. Right now, STMX is up like 9%. STMX is kind of booming right now. It also had a really bad day yesterday, though, so you can just see it's getting back the gains from yesterday. Yesterday went down like 15%. Coming back today, or since the low, it's back up like 18%. So it's doing fairly well right now, and it's looking like a nice little pop here. Let me see. This is the 15-minute chart for it. This is what I wish Bitcoin was doing right now. And there you go. Now you can see how volatile this has been. Goes up a lot, down a lot. Down a lot, up a lot, down a lot, up a lot. Still, overall, though, in a nice uptrend here. So STMX is looking pretty nice. There have been some whales buying up STMX, and I'm surprised they're buying it up at this level. I thought they might, just wait a little bit longer. Because, guys, I have a pretty big position in STMX. But I am surprised there's been more larger activity in this coin than I don't know, maybe I thought there should be. And here's the hour chart. Still pumping up bit by bit. It's up 11% right now. And the only thing up 11% on my chart right now besides that in the last 2 hours is going to be Lunacy, or Luna C, whatever you want to call it, Luna. Anything else up quite a bit right now? What, FTM is up 3.5%. That's it. Nothing that's too crazy right now. Maybe if we go over here to coinmarketcap.com, we can see if there's anything else up, at least for the hour. But STMX seems to be, here, let's go to the 5. This one's still kind of rallying up right now, guys. This is a nice one. Might be kind of fun to short back down eventually, but for now, this is a good one right here. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's stagnating over its 20 moving average on the 5-minute chart, waiting to see if it wants to break down or bounce up above it. Excuse me. Hold this up right here. There we are. Let me go over here to coinmarketcap.com, everybody. So, do we have the hour one? Yeah, that we do right here. You guys can see everything besides the name. That'll be interesting to kind of watch how that plays out. But last hour, what's up the most? AMP had a little bit of a spike. UST, okay, we're not going to talk about UST. Phantom's up a little bit. Not much is up, guys. Right? STMX is not a page one market cap coin. Well, it's gone down. Everything's pretty much unch in the last hour, right? That's because Bitcoin's unch in the last hour, right? We haven't really done anything here. But if we go over to page 2 here very fast. Any big movers over here? RLC, XNO having little pumps right now. Trust Wallet tokens moving up a little bit. Doge on Mars is up a little bit last hour. So you got some moves here. Anything else here though? Only thing down here of any note would be Brain Trust. Is STMX is that on page 3? I guess. No, I don't know. Oh yeah, it's STMX right here, up 3% in the last hour. Lunacy is up 3. Chain Bing is up 4, and Locust is up actually 6%. That's a nice little move. Year to date, Locust though is up 177%. This thing's been kind of moving up bit by bit here, so this is something that's getting pumped. Eventually, it will dump, but until it gets dumped, this is going to probably be a nice play for you guys to at least watch. And there you go, breaking down below that 20. It looks like, yeah, there we go, breaking down below that 20 right there. There we go. Let's see if we can find a bottom anytime soon here. Let's zoom in right there. Okay, there we go. Hey, XTZ, you say that STMX needs to burn some tokens. They probably do, but as far as STMX is concerned, the reason I'm buying them is because they actually have some type of utility here, which I really do enjoy. I think those are the type of coins that can get institutional interest, and maybe they're not getting. Maybe people aren't companies aren't necessarily buying their coins. They're just buying part of the actual company itself and giving them funding to say, hey, I like a Shark Tank. I want 10% of your company for $500,000. Some really generic thing like that. But that's what I'm hoping for as far as STMX. That somehow they're making more money. They can continue to grow their business and create even more partnerships. The fact that they have a partnership with Nike is Nike. It's very very happy for me. I like it. Oh, and somebody says that Pro Level says that Mask has been strong lately as well, so that might be something to look at too. French people can't trade any more futures and leverage with Binance. We start to move to FTX, Bybit, and KuCoin. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I used to work with Bybit every now and again, but not enough Europeans watch the streams. I think back then. Maybe I'll bring it back up. I think I still have an account with them. I still have some Bitcoin in my account. Actually, probably like I was probably like 20 Bitcoin last year, so it's probably worth like 10 Bitcoin now. Maybe even like 5 Bitcoin. To me, $5 worth of Bitcoin now. And hey, Jay, is your STMX on Voyager? That's where mine is. Don't want to sell, though. Yes, it's still on Voyager. I don't know if I want to move it or not, but no, half of it. Half of it's on Voyager. I sold half of it, moved it over. Not sell it. Just transferred it over to an offline wallet. Voyager gave a little bit of interest, which I kind of liked about it. But yeah, I moved half of it off. That's right here. Hey Ken, with all the war and civil unrest going on globally, is it now a good time to get into Forex investing? I'm looking at the Ethiopian birr. I would say yes. It's a good time if you, as ever, to enter into Forex trading. I mean, really. I mean, I tell you guys to read books every now and again about crypto and stock market and stuff. You want to read books about Forex. You really do. Because the whole mindset is much, much different than than the crypto and stock markets. Where in maybe the stock market or the crypto markets, we're talking about points. How many points is the market going up, or how many dollars, whatever. In the Forex markets, you're talking about pips, pips, because you're trading such small amounts of currency, and then you have to get used to the fact that you are always going to have to be borrowing money from the exchange in order to even make a Forex trade. And then you have to feel comfortable with that in the first place. Now, you're not going to be losing a whole bunch of money technically because, again, the value of a dollar or currency, it only moves so much. It's not like a currency is a what would you want to call it, like a penny stock or something like that, right? It's not like that, but they're still moving bit by bit, and you're either going to have to learn if you want to do more day trading, which is a little bit more risky, of course. If you want to do more short-term trading or medium-term trading, where you're just trading for like a month or two, or if you want to try to hold a position for like a year plus and really rank in some really good profits if you can catch the swing, right? So eventually right now, like with the euro, the dollar, or the pound versus the dollar, I would assume that over the next few years, after we get out this little bit of a hiccup, you should see the the euro go up against the dollar, gain ground against the dollar. So I would like to either short the USD to euro or long the euro to USD. Probably a little bit later on after the rate hikes kind of stop, right? But then from then, you're just pretty much holding that position for a while, and you're just kind of holding and holding and holding it. And then eventually, you're going to walk with a good amount of money, but those investments take a while. So if I were to show you guys this very fast, we'll come to the Bitcoin back in a second here. But so if you want to do this with the euro versus the USD, going back over historical, time frames here, you want to hope that we have a really strong bottom. Like right now we're here. If we can break down and the euro goes down to like the 80 cents, like it did back in 2000, right? I would like to buy around there. But then again, like if you wanted to rank in this profit here, let's say you just bought right here, or let's just say you bought the breakout. You bought the breakout. More realistic trading term, right? So just buying willy-nilly. Bought the breakout. Let's just say you got to this first peak. That's still 32 months. That's an amazing profit, but 32 months. Otherwise, what you'd be doing is you'd be trying to go off of more Fibonacci levels, which are much better to be used, actually, when it comes to Forex trading. You might even say, hey, there we go. And then you might just be looking at some resistance levels. So like, hey, we hit here. Also the 50-month moving average. Maybe I'll take some profit. Maybe I'll take some profit here. And as we get up higher, oh, wow, we hit the resistance level here. We kind of bobbed around for a little bit. Take the rest of your profit here. That's going to take a lot of time. Right? A little bit of a hiccup here for a few months before eventually popping back out. Support failed here and here. Then it turned over to the 200 monthly moving average, right? So there's a process here, but it takes a while. But the money is absolutely fantastic. If you wanted to get into Forex, I'd rather be trading the Euro USD or the USD Yen or whatever it may be over trading something like I don't even know what I was going to say in its place. I forget about it. But yeah, there was something else I was going to say that would be much over gold, silver, and some of those other commodities. I'd much rather be trading the Forex markets right now and preparing how everything's going to be looking over the next few years, way more than gold or something like that. And then you can also use algorithms to help you out a lot with Forex. Forex is pure magic when it comes to algorithms and when it comes to Fibonacci levels and stuff like that. Fibonacci levels are much more in tune with the Forex markets rather than just the stock and crypto markets. And they're pretty in tune with the markets that we know, right? But then just something with the Fibonacci levels and stuff like that, they really do somewhat of a better job, I believe, in the Forex markets. But yeah, read a couple books on it. Get started, paper trading if you want to. I would recommend if you want to get into it, TD Ameritrade is a good source. They make it very, very easy. They have a whole chat room based on Forex trading in there. If you know how to use the chat room settings, it's pretty nice. Well, last time I was, I don't know if it's still as active, but yeah, it's good. It's really good. Let's see. And always, Jim Bob, always happy to help you guys out. When I start to move from crypto, I do see scalp 5 minutes gold. US 30 has the news and it's crazy. Oh, with the news, yeah. If you want to trade gold off of news with more volatile, by all means, go for it. When I trade stuff like gold, silver, Forex, and stuff like that, it's a months long process because day trading with pips can just be very, very annoying. So, again, one more time here, guys, because Bitcoin looks like it wants to make a move here one way or the other. If I go over here, let's see the 1 minute chart, right? you can make some money here, but if you look at it like this, I mean, it's only moved up like 0.06%. If I was on a Forex chart, it would actually have the pips on it instead of, the thing that we just saw there. But when you look at the day chart, I mean, you really want to capture these massive swings. And the profit of you just sitting there and just letting it stay, that's amazing, amazing profit. But you really just have to, like, make sure you have enough money for it to go down at, by the time you buy it, right? Because you're not going to catch the bottom or you're not going to catch the top. And then you're just going to have to let it go reverse. And, that means that you want to be starting off with small amounts of capital starting off. And then, as you get more proficient at it, you're going to be investing more and more capital, which will always be nice. And there we go. Oh, nice little pop right there, guys. Here, we can watch on the second chart. There's the pop we just saw a few seconds ago. Let's go to Bitcoin on the 5 right here. There we go. Come on, make a move, do something here. There we go. All right. Yeah, no worries, Ken. Happy to help you out. Hey, Crypto Yellowbus. A lot of YouTubers talk about Dogecoin. It still looks okay. Do you look at the chart before? I did look at the chart a while ago. Dogecoin isn't doing anything any crazy than what Bitcoin is doing right now. It's enjoying the pop just like everything else. I'm going to move off of the second chart here. But Bitcoin right now is still trying to make a move here. If you want to see Bitcoin get more exciting, you guys are going to have to hope that we can get above the little bit of a peak we saw right here. And that peak right now is 20,918. That's what you guys are going to be hoping for going forward here. Let me make this move up a little bit more. There we are. That's what you guys are going to be looking for right there. Make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, there we go. And what's right here? Make sure I'm not missing anything right here. And hey, XTZ Arsenal, you deserve so many more followers. I'm fine with my followers right now. I don't really, I'm not going to be going heavy for them at the moment, even though anybody that wants to subscribe, I always appreciate it. I think like 80% of the people that watch my channel aren't subscribed, which is kind of a crazy number, but I think it'll get better over time. But especially as I get more, my stream kind of more out there and kind of going crazy with it a little bit more here. But what do you call, lost my train of thought again here, guys. It's a busy, busy day. We need to get me active on Twitter. I have a Twitter. I don't understand, like, guys, before I had this little gig here doing YouTube and full-time trading, I worked in corporate America for my early 20s, right? I don't know where people find the time to be on social media. I really don't, because all I've done is always work. Even with this stuff, I'm always working to kind of, practice thumbnails, practice editing and stuff like that, doing some prep work for Bitcoin and stuff like that, or the streams. Dude, geez. STMX though, guys. Excuse me. This thing is still pumping up right now. Look at this. This is the minute chart for STMX. Let's go to the 5 here. Look at that. This thing is rocking and rolling right now. I'm gonna move my head over here so you guys can see this. We don't need to pay attention to the price of it too much. Look at this, guys. This is the 1 minute chart, I guess, right now. Probably better. There we go. I mean, it's trying. It looks like it maybe look at that. It's still getting bought up. I do not know exactly what's going on with it, but this is turning into a little bit of a stock of or a coin of the day. It's up 17% in the last 2 hours and 17 minutes here, guys. We'll keep it on the sidelines. We're watching Bitcoin still try to chug up here. Bitcoin's a little bit more choppy, but as long as Bitcoin keeps on moving up, who cares, right? And there we go. What's right here? Shorts are going to get eaten all weekend. Well, I would hope so. I mean, there's a lot of shorts in the market right now. They want to see Bitcoin go back down to the $14,000 level that we were talking about earlier. If they can do that, that'd be bad for a lot of the longs, of course. But if the longs can kind of flip the switch on them because we have a new month here, July, we'll all be happy about that one. We'll be very, very happy about that. Let me see here. Dude, STMX, whoa, it's up 30%, guys. Okay, at what point do I feel like I need to sell the rest of mine off here, though? This is a beautiful pop, guys. This is a very, very beautiful pop. Now, technically, it did drop down a lot yesterday, and it's kind of having a little bit of a reborn, but it's up higher than it was yesterday. Let's go to the daily chart. Look at this. Boom above the 50-day moving average. This bad boy is hauling right now. Our next level of resistance might be somewhere around that 10 cent range, and we're kind of closing on that very, very fast. Talk about a pump. Oh, hey, let me do a little bit of a line here. Uh, Text coordinates. There's 10 cents right there. Let's see if I can actually break out above it. Oh, excuse me, guys. There you go. K-Can keep styling on them if they get more subs. Oh, yeah. What do you call it? Oh, we hit 10. We got above it just for a second here. Teeny, teeny bit. This seems to be the level of resistance right now. I think we can pop above it, though. We just had a monster surge. Look at that. Give it a second, guys. Let's see. Please. STMX is going berserk right now. Uh, Somebody's trying to get this thing above. Somebody's trying to sell it off. There we go. Well, let's keep on watching this, guys. I'll keep it on the 1 minute chart here to see if we can actually have another pump up. We might just be looking at a 1 minute cool off, which we're looking at now. Another 20 seconds left, and then maybe in the next minute we have the little bit of a up down up pattern. I always forget what it's called, but that's what we can be hoping for here. See. And hey, crypto. Yeah, right now, ooh, geez, now it's coming down a little bit harder because I think everybody's panicking that bought in here. Let's see if we can have that little bit of a boom, though. Bitcoin dominance, it hasn't really been changing as much as I think we might want it to. If you guys watch Brandon's channel, I think his channel is just his name or whatever it's called, but he always talks about some of the patterns that you see towards the end of, the cycle, things like that. He's been waiting for Bitcoin dominance to go up for a long time here, and it's like not been going up to the effect that he wants it to. He also talked about how we might have seen the highs of the dollar index. That was one of the things we disagreed on, just because inflation and all that other good stuff here. But it'll be interesting going forward. It'll be interesting to see how all that pans out. But I am surprised that Bitcoin dominance isn't going up as much either. I thought altcoins would be crashing down a lot more. Oh, well, okay, that's one way to do it. I did say it'd be kind of a nice pattern, but it happened at the last second and it ticked back down. So I guess we didn't technically close above it. Somebody had the same idea, but they bought 1 second too early. Let's go back here very fast and just watch that. Yeah, this is the second chart, everybody. Here. Somebody just launched it up to almost 11 cents, and then there must have been a limit sell order right there, and it just got hammered back down. But man, I mean that person was really, really trying to get that up the whole way down here. I mean, let's keep an eye on it. That means at least it has an opportunity to cool off a little bit, and then make a move. But STMX, I mean, player of the day. I mean, gosh, it went all the way up to 11 cents. That must have been like 45% up in a single 2.5 hours here. Less than 2.5 hours. Hey Jumbo, if you watch Jordan, then this is the after show. Get the program. What does Jordan think is going on right now? I know yesterday I didn't watch his stream, but I know his thumbnail said no, this morning the dump is here, and we did have a pretty good dump on Bitcoin today. After all, I want to know his thoughts because I bet he was still streaming actually when this initial pop happened with Bitcoin. Probably he was still streaming, right? Because I hopped on a half an hour early today. STMX still coming down here a little bit. Please, STMX just consolidate to keep on ripping. This is crazy. And for those of you guys that don't know, STMX, can I just right here? Any updates here? Oh, it hasn't even updated it yet. That's interesting. Yeah, it hasn't even updated the price yet. STMX only has a market cap of now it updated it. It only has a market cap of like $91 million. So it is a very, very small market cap. So it does have the ability to kind of pump up more than a Bitcoin or a Dogecoin or a Sheem and stuff like that. So another reason that I'm buying it here. And STMX has a history of having these little bit of pops every now and again. Going back over here, nice little pop. Way over here, nice little pop. I know you guys can't see it too much, big pop. And over here, some really nice moves back during altcoin season. I'm hoping that STMX can get on Robinhood. I'm hoping. Who knows if it will, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful in the future. There we go. And we'll still wait to see if it can actually close above the 10-cent level here. But for now, it looks like it's cooling off a decent amount. what's right here. And hey, Bruger app, I just had to take some profit, dude. I can't blame you. I mean, that was a good place to take profit. That coin just pumped out of nowhere. And again, I don't really see much pumping up besides that. Remember, only thing up right now is Luna C. Luna's only up 2%. Luna C is up 9.84. STMX was up 22% now, but it was up like 40% a few minutes ago. And then everything else like Dogecoin's 2, Ethereum's up 3, ADA is only up 1.5%, Ethereum Classic only up 1.5%. XRP is down, Gala's down, Elon is down. So, it's nice to be in a coin that pumps up, even though I didn't get the opportunity to sell it. Do I even have my phone by me? Oh, it's in my pocket. Yeah, I could have sold it on my Voyager account if I wanted to. But normally, I don't really trade while streaming. You guys know that. Unless I'm selling off something, but that's usually during altcoin season, which is a whole different thing. Anything else here? Let me see. No, that's fine. Link is fine. Yeah. Everything else has pretty much gone back to being stagnant. At least Bitcoin's still up, and that's happy to see. STMX is kind of dying after that pump here. I do want to keep a close eye on it, though, over the next few minutes to see if we can have a nice stronger move here. I can move this up here a little bit, too. And hey, Degen, Bybit is still at 0.0086. Well, right now, that's what STMX is at. That's the current price. It pumped up, but that was a good, I don't know how many minutes now. We've been talking for a second. That was back like 5 minutes ago that it actually pumped up. Unless Bybit, this is on Binance. Maybe all the trading is happening on Binance for all we know. I'd be surprised if Bybit isn't following Binance just a little bit, though, and make sure the market makers are keeping everything in tow. Let's see. And hey, Justin, something else had a decent work today. Trying to think of what it was. Maybe probably wrong. I don't know. If you find it, let me know. I'd be happy to take a look at it. Anything that's been popping off today is always a fun thing to watch. And right now, the STMX is trying to bounce off of the 20 moving average and the 1 minute chart. Usually not the toughest resistance, but if we can start getting a consolidation, by all means, go for it. Otherwise, it looks like we may come all the way back down here to like 7. Before all said and done. We'll have to see how that pans out, though. So far, trying to hold. Hey, you want to take a look at AVAX? As far as AVAX is concerned, let's see. Binance, yeah, I can just go for that one. Coming down quite a bit. Nothing too crazy there. Did it ever break out above this trend line here, or was it more of a fake out? Fake out. What about this one? Okay, there we go. Right now, I'd be more excited about this if it were to break out above this trend line here. That would also mean Bitcoin's breaking out of a trend line as it wants to too. Until then, I'd be probably looking to short this sucker if it breaks down or buy the breakout right here. I wouldn't be trading too much right now unless you're just looking to have a starter position in there, maybe like 10% of what you eventually plan on trading right here or right here on the breakdown or breakout. Let me see. If you can go off of the fib levels here, you might face some resistance right up here towards $18.91. After that, you're looking at a level of resistance a little bit lower than $20 or a little bit higher than $20, excuse me, like $20.03, teeny bit. But if it does manage to break out here with Bitcoin maybe having a more positive July, if we can get that bounce off of the NASDAQ and the 2 and a weekly moving average, maybe you can have a short-term price target of around $25.36. Matches up with the 1 level on the Fibonacci extensions, and then from there, you also see it kind of runs into the resistance level over here during this consolidation period. So I think that's a little bit more realistic. Just making sure that you probably want to start scaling off some. If I can just extend this line right here, right around that $22 to $23 level, around this support, it's gonna try to make a move there. But I can always see it taking a dip down here, consolidating, then eventually hitting that up, especially with the 50-day moving average coming down here as well. It looks, optimistic, but I wouldn't be trading it before the breakout actually occurred. You want to make sure that Bitcoin itself can find some way to break out above its own trend lines of some own problems, right? Broke out here, failed. Now we have to kind of readjust it now to where it's breaking out above this line, but also breaking out above the 20-day moving average. And then we have to see how it will fare against that resistance level up here, which is that Fibonacci level at $22,690-ish or so. But yeah, for AXS, the opportunity is definitely there. Me just being me, I want to see a robust move before I buy, so I can kind of catch the tail end of it. Unless you want to buy right now off of a potential Bitcoin, pump that's happening right now over the past few hours, you just want to make sure you have a stop loss there. If you don't have a stop loss, you are going to be opening up yourself to a little bit more risk than I think you might want to. There you go. And this is the daily chart for STMX. I think its goal right now is just to close above the 50-day here, but it did get slammed pretty hard. I don't even think there's any Fibonacci levels that would actually help out with this one either. What? Pump up right here, back down. No, that didn't do anything. Down right here. No, that didn't do anything either. Yeah. This thing's just doing something on its own, and it's having a good time. Even broke above the resistance level up here. Look at this. Already broke above that one too. Yeah, this thing was planning on chugging. This thing could probably hit 14 cents by the end of the week if Bitcoin has a little bit of a nicer rally. Until then, though, it broke down below that 20 right there. Still consolidating. Let me see if there's anything else. Sol is up a little bit here as well. Sol's been getting hit a lot by shorts, though. I can't blame him for that. Lunacy is coming down after its own little pump here. So, seems like we have a lot of stuff cooling down. Matic is up 3%. Matic's making a move here. We can watch Matic. Small move, but it's a move nonetheless. Bitcoin's still consolidating here. There's Bitcoin the 15 right there. That should be fine. There you go. See. And hey, the rest, I am lost. Luna, UDST, and Luna, UDST. Is there a Terra and Terra Classic? So, there's Luna and Luna Classic. Yeah, there's two separate Lunas now, right? Two separate Lunas. And then UST, nobody uses it really anymore because the market cap is so low. It's kind of been abandoned as far as I understand. You want to be trading most likely UDSC to Luna or Luna C, or Luna Classic, or you want to be trading Tether to those specific coins. You don't want to be trading UST or anything like that over to Luna. That'd be kind of crazy just because of the volatility with the stable coins. I don't even have a UST on my account anymore. But Matic's making a move. It's a small one here. It's only up 3.5% in the last 2.5 hours, but everything else is dying back down. We're going to see if STMX can make a move a little bit later. And hey, Ken, I need some Short That Sucker merch. I have no idea how to do merchandising on YouTube. They have a whole bunch of stuff. I think you could just plug in websites and stuff like that. But I don't want to design anything because I have a horrible artistic sense. Every art class that I've ever had in my entire life, the teacher has always been like, "Oh, good job, Michael. What does it exactly do? What does it mean?" And because they couldn't tell, and I was just like, I don't know. You just told me to follow these rules, and I interpreted the rules in a whole different way than the entire rest of the class. So for whatever reason, my brain does not follow rules like anybody else. When it comes to art, I guess you would say. Yeah, I have no idea how to do artistic stuff. I would probably say I'd probably have to go to Fiverr or someone on the YouTube channel that's a graphic designer. I'm like, hey, you design this merch, and I will give you 10% of all proceeds from the merch for the end of time. So that even means when the channel's bigger and stuff like that, or they could just get paid $500 cash or something. I don't know. But yeah, I have no idea how to do merchandising or / the artwork. I'd have to find somebody to do that for me. And I guess I do have a lot of people that do the work for a living, but personally, me, I have no idea how to get that stuff done, right? Let's see. And hey, Jay, STMX is at 0.008, not 8 cents. Oh, yeah, sorry. You guys know what I mean as far as STMX, the 0.0010, whatever, or 0.00, wait, what would it be? 0.01. It was at 0.01, guys. They hit a penny again. Now it's back down towards the other levels. See, it's looking to consolidate. I mean, at the most, I guess I would appreciate a cup and handle forming here than a blast off. But, we'd like to see Bitcoin going the other way, I guess, for that to happen right now, right? And let me see. Matic came down here a little bit too after the last few minutes. FTM came down a little bit off of a tiny double top, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Oh yeah, but FTM was kind of grinding up here. This looks pretty weak, but at least it kept on grinding. That's interesting to watch. We talked about Sol. Sol's coming back down as well. Mana is now negative for the day, even if it's just by a little bit. And Sand is having a little bit move up. So you're seeing individual coins start to have a little bit of moments here. So over the next 24 hours, you might even see some of these coins leave Bitcoin behind and try to have their own individual pumps. And then from there, you know, take the profit as you can. Don't get addicted to these coins because they will eventually fall back down as people take their profits. It looks like. What's right here? And hey, canned coffee mugs. I should get some coffee mugs and tea mugs. I've been drinking a lot of tea lately. One of the reasons I had a migraine last night is because I had a caffeine withdrawal from not drinking enough tea and coffee. Freaking caffeine withdrawals are rough, guys. Really, really rough. All of my friends that work in Microsoft or the startups, a lot of them work in startups right now. If they don't drink coffee for a few days, they get the worst migraines in the world. I've been lucky enough to not be too addicted to caffeine, but I will say I'm addicted to caffeine. Uh, do I follow gold? No, I don't follow gold too much. I don't. I tend not to care too much about it right now. It's not performing well, in my opinion. Gold should be going up more, and it's not. It's not giving you the returns you want to see for that type of investment right now. In a time where everything's going crazy, you want gold to be going up, when in fact gold is doing nothing, if just kind of stagnating right now. Gold is boring at this moment in time. Sorry, fireworks. I'd be much more interested in, like I told you guys before, the Forex market's way, way more than gold. I own gold. I'm holding gold for long. I have it, but I've been holding it for a few months now, and hasn't done anything of interest here. And now we see sand starting to pump up here a little bit. That's nice to see as well. There we go. Kind of watch it from a little bit more zoomed out perspective. Kind of interesting is Bitcoin right now is actually making a little bit more of a move down here, as you guys can see. There we go. A little bit of a move down here. We'll see how much further it wants to go down. All right. Make that move right here. The fact that whale number 3 has been buying up a lot more crypto, though. I mean, this is thousands of Bitcoin here, guys. Thousands and thousands of Bitcoin. Let me go back over here, exit this out. Futures are down, guys. Oil's up a little bit more. I want to see if there's any breaking news. Oh, China's real estate debt crisis means for Asia junk bond investors. Let's see. Oh, asset manager says S&P 500 is primed for a rally. That's nice to see. We would like to see that, of course, with that 200 weekly moving average on the NASDAQ. Asian markets turn negative. Private survey shows China factory output activity expanded. Oh, that's good. So, okay, that's good and bad. So, remember, you guys, China is opening up right now. They're doing a slow opening, a soft open, if you will, kind of like how America did as we were getting over COVID. And what's going to be interesting over the next few months here is as they open up, they are going to be consuming more energy. So we have to hope that they're not going to be messing with the energy prices too much here before Biden has a chance to go talk to Saudi Arabia, or before they have an opportunity to go talk to he has an opportunity to talk to the oil executives after he leaves Saudi Arabia. Because I think if he makes a deal with the Saudis, he has leverage going into the meetings with oil executives whenever he wants to have that discussion, right? But if he walks away with nothing from Saudi Arabia, he has no leverage to talk with the oil execs, right? So we'll have to keep a closer eye on that specific point. Yeah, no worries, Jim Bob. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. And hey, Class Tony, all of your money is tied up in ADA Matic and is the wise move, Michael. What do you call it? Yeah, I have money in both those coins right now. I actually pulled out originally from ADA and I just started buying some back. My concern was, if you guys remember a while ago, ADA was delisted off of eToro. So I just sold off all of my ADA as a precaution when that happened. And that was a long time ago. And now I've just kind of been putting part of that money back into ADA, hoping for some nice longer term moves. And I never exactly found out what was going on between ADA and Ethereum and eToro. eToro suggested it was like a regulatory concern, but every other exchange kept ADA, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, how much eToro bungled that mess up. Hey, Sleek, Mike, your shirt looks good. You need sunglasses like Doodle? I have sunglasses, guys. Maybe I'll wear sunglasses one day. I don't have the hip sunglasses though. Like my sunglasses are like your typical Ray-Bans, your Burberrys. They have the darker lenses. I know a lot of people that have the lenses that have like the blue, the gold, the green lenses that look all shiny and stuff like that. That's what I would need. And it would probably help me out with all my freaking, how many lights are blinding me right now. I have the whole studio set up here with a camera and stuff like that. That'll be interesting. And hey, 25 SUD double top on Bitcoin. Jesus, people are really going crazy with the fireworks. We have like 4 more days, something like that. Not really. We need to have a similar top right now because of this long wick. It's not going to be the same top unless you guys are going after this little bit of a top right there versus top right there, which you can go. I just don't seem to make as much profit off of those breakdowns rather than, if we have a top up here, then we break down below this neckline. That's where you start to see the much larger moves. But yeah, I mean, you could trade off of it. I would just be a little bit more cautious if we do break down below the 20,263, 262 level. We could have a drop, but it might not be the crash you're hoping for a lot of profit. It may just be opening up another consolidation period where we kind of bounce around a little bit longer. So, and it's on a 15-minute chart. It'll maybe make you money for like a half an hour or something like that, maybe. So just be careful with it. This was the pattern of trade right here. Big boom, consolidation. That's the move you wanted to be trading right there. I forget the exact candlestick shape, but that's a pattern right there. How did the volume look actually on this example? Yeah, look at that volume right there. Igniter candle, hushed, yep, boom right there. That was a nice little play. There you go. But no more volume candles right now. I don't like volume candles. There we are. Okay. Alrighty. Double top on Bitcoin. Oh yeah, we just talked about that. Okay. But yeah, if anybody has any more questions, please let me know. As far as your thoughts on Bitcoin with the poll question I asked earlier, 32% said, oh my God, 20% said yay, 26% said what, and 21% said I knew it. So 21% of you guys are liars. Just joking. But sand is still grinding up here, guys. Anything else really moving up there? I don't really see too much going on here. Move this microphone up a little bit here. I'm buttoning my shirt too. That's okay. STMX is down to 16% up for the day. Ethereum is up a little bit. Bitcoin's coming down here a little bit more. Even Luna's coming down. So just prepared for a little bit of a dump. Let's see right here. And hey, Josh, a bull flag? Yeah, I could see a bullish flag there if we can just break out of it. We're going to have to wait for the consolidation here and make sure that we might even have to wait for another, like a lower low right here. Like this is low, a lower low, then bounce off and then break out above it. That'd be kind of nice to see. Otherwise, the goal for that is just going to be to stay above here and have a higher low. But sometimes we could always come back down and have a little more of a falling wedge type of pennant, if you will. All right. Uh-oh. YouTube says it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So let me know if the stream kind of goes a little oogly, guys, or a little bit of circle of death stuff. What's going on right now? There we go. Okay. Watching that. There we go. Okay. Get rid of this right here. No more news as far as what I've been seeing on crypto. But just keep it, keep an eye on FTX and BlockFi tomorrow. If they really do have this fire sale pretty soon, that would be absolutely insane. Oh, and what I wanted to tell you guys about before, because I just looked it up a few minutes ago here. I can remember it. Let me just go over here very fast. BlockFi, let me just Google it. I know it'll come up if I Google it. No, okay, let's see. There you go. New York Post. Probably not the most reliable place, but it doesn't matter. BlockFi CEO denies 25 million sale price as FTX reported nears deal for crypto lender. So BlockFi's boss denied a report Thursday that FTX was close to buying his embattled cryptocurrency lender for just 25 million during an ongoing crypto winter conditions and plunging Bitcoin prices that have rattled investors. Okay. Zach Prince, the tweet from earlier. Lots of market rumors out there. I can 100% confirm that we are not being sold for 25 million. I encourage everyone to trust only details that you hear directly from BlockFi. We will share more with you as soon as we can. So let me go over here, open this up. There you go. Oh, this is kind of interesting here as well. Rates at BlockFi are going up for all major assets in July. I did a deep dive on the market and how BlockFi is navigating for our clients. Links to both. Okay, whatever. Anyway, this was 7 hours ago. Also, if you're curious to learn more, definitely check out this podcast. Oh, I don't care about the podcast. Let's see. Check DM just made an offer. Let's see. Let's see. Nope. Okay. There's no other news in here. But it is. Oh, Sand is kind of getting a little bit more of a pump up right now as well. But I guess over the next few days, we'll learn how much BlockFi is being sold for. Regardless, I think it's a given that right now they're going to be bought out by FTX. Whatever that amount ends up being, that'll be very, very interesting. But you know, we'll have to wait, guys. I'm excited to see how that actually works out. I know I say that a lot with a lot of different things, but BlockFi is going to be very, very important. It's going to be around for a while, and they really do have a lot of programs where they loan out crypto. Like this is like credit cards, etc. They loan out a lot of money, and they got to make sure they always have liquidity. Otherwise, they go down really, really fast. And hey, J Amp is up 26% today. Oh, that is crazy right there. Oosh. That's kind of matching the STMX and stuff like that, and the Luna is up there. A lot of big moves today. What right here? And hey, Dolphin, are you going to buy some call options on Triple Q if we dip below the 200 MA? If we break down below it on the weekly chart, and close on the weekly. So I would be opening them up the Friday we close down below it and the last half an hour of the trading day. And then from then I'd be probably buying them for like 1 to 2 months out, a very, very out of the money put, or I guess for that, yeah, you just be buying it, right? You're buying calls, I guess, the way that's set up for the bearish one. But yeah, they'd be pretty far out calls. And then from there, after that first week goes by, after we close down below the 200, I'm hoping that we're going to close lower, so already be up a little bit of money. That'll give me a huge breather and a big sigh of relief. What I don't want to see happen here is that we close down below it without even having a bounce, and then all of a sudden we end up bouncing off. We end up bouncing back above it and then going for a rally after I've already bought those calls, so to speak, right? So that's my concern. I really want to feel confident enough to buy it. I want to bounce, then break down, then buy the calls on the shorts, and that's how I would really want to trade it. But yeah, if I'm forced to buy the calls early without a bounce happening for the NASDAQ or for any of the markets, I really am going to be holding my breath that entire next week. Like, please don't go back above. Please don't have any great news in the economy. Please, the Russia war don't end. It's like really just like no good stuff happen. And then maybe a couple weeks later I'll start selling them off and I'll be very, very happy with the profits. But that week after you buy that Friday for me, that's going to be the week I'm like, breathe, Michael. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. You got to breathe really nicely there. But yeah, that's kind of my thought process for going with it. But yes, I'd be okay with buying those. What's right here? Amp. There you go. Wanted to check this out. Somebody talked about it earlier. Who was it? Jay. There we go. And Amp right now is up 8% in the last almost 2.5 hours right now. Curling up a little bit. Oh, looks like this one wants to break out too if it can. I mean, let's see. Just broke out. Looks like it's going to want to break out above this level here. But for now, yeah, Amp is something we could watch too. As long as it's breaking out, it's a nice move. It's just Bitcoin right now looking like it wants to consolidate a little bit further here. Bit by bit. We'll see if it can actually hold or not. There you go. Regardless, a nice start off to July, if you ask me. Let's see. Oh, hey, Elvis. Yeah, if you guys want to, you guys can always get wallets for your coins. If you guys don't trust exchanges because, you don't own the crypto until you have your keys and your wallets and stuff like that, you could always get the Ledger Nano and stuff like that. It's easy. It's simple. There's tons of videos out on YouTube teaching you guys how to put your coins on there. But yeah, it's up to you guys whether you guys want to hold your coins on exchanges or if you want to have them on different wallets and so forth, or maybe just want to move from one exchange to another. It's up to you guys. And what's right here? Make sure should be fine from there. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna wrap up the stream for tonight. I gotta go make some dinner here. I'm probably gonna make some duck. But so far, guys, we're looking okay. Just be very, very careful. This could always just get really ugly really fast, of course. But so far, July looks fine. Be careful, guys, because tomorrow we do have go over here to CNBC. Futures are down right now, and so you might see the Nasdaq going back down a few hundred points to test out that 200 weekly moving average. If we can bounce out above that and have start the bounce process, I think it's going to be very, very good indicator of which way Bitcoin's going to go in July, and therefore you can decide to buy Bitcoin, go long on it, go long on altcoins, whatever you guys want to buy with much more confidence. If we can actually come into contact with the Nasdaq here, get over here to 2022, not 2018. If we can come down here sometime later on this week and bounce off it, that's awesome. Or if we bounce next week, whatever, that'll still mean that we're going to have a nice July. Excuse me, guys. But going forward, play everything very, very safe. Only more experienced traders should be really having, not I would say having fun, but should be investing in this type of market. Unless you guys are trying to short down coins that have been, pumping up too much, like a AMP or an STMX or a Luna. After they pump up, you could short them back down for some profit. But give yourself a pretty generous stop loss if you guys are shorting, because you never know if there's going to be another big pump out of nowhere, and you don't want to get your stop losses triggered a little too early, okay? All right. But okay, buddy, have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.